He's sweet, I know. He's sweet, I know. He's sweet, I know. Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take Him at His word, just to rest upon His shoulders. Oh, for grace to trust Him. Oh, He's sweet, I know. I'll tell it everywhere I go. He's sweet, I know. I'll tell it everywhere I go. He's sweet, I know. I'll tell it everywhere I go. He's sweet, I know. I'll tell it everywhere I go. He's sweet, I know. 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 Oh, he's sweet, I know. All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Birmingham Bible Church's very first college virtual college fair. So thankful that you decided to join us here on today. I'm just going to give you guys a few minutes to come on in, to invite your family, invite your friends. We are excited about this. Hello to everyone who is on Facebook. Hello to all of you who are on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining us here on today. Well, it is an exciting time this time of year. I've been watching on Facebook, there's proms going on. So people are picking out dresses and tuxedos, and spring is almost here. Award ceremonies are going forward. And so after that comes graduations. And so a lot of kids, a lot of students are getting acceptance letters from multiple colleges, and they have some decisions to make. Should they go in the military? Should they attend a university? What should they do? What kind of career should they have? And so listening on today, and maybe want to change careers. It's good too, because during this pandemic, we learned, maybe this is not working. Let's do something different. And so, of course, there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. And so you want to make the right decision. We all do. Pastor talk about the power of decision making and how we should make those crucial, important decisions. And I think the deadline for everybody in general, I thought was May the 1st, but I know particular colleges have different deadlines. And so people got to hurry up and make a decision. And so wanted to bring some information to you guys. This is something totally new, a little different, to help you make those decisions. And so we wanted you to get that information straight from admission counselors, from all over the world. And so we reached out to a lot of colleges, and a lot of them wanted to attend, but apparently this is high recruiting season. And so we'll keep that in mind next time. But I'm so grateful for the people we have on today. I am excited. For those of you who are watching, we have someone from Oklahoma. We have colleges and institutions here in the Birmingham area. We have some from Georgia. Yeah, so that's it. So we got pretty much in the Southeast. And then we have someone in the Navy. So that's to give you something, another idea as far as what you should do, what route you should take. And so we're excited about that. So listen, y'all know how we do it. And especially if you're on Facebook, I need you to tag 3 people. So do the @ and then tag some students, tag some family members, tag some friends, text some people, text and say, hey, listen to the broadcast today. And listen, share the broadcast. We want you to share it with someone that you know, someone that you love, someone who wants a career change. And then of course, after you listen to all of these admission speakers, make sure you contact them so you can get more information, because we want you guys to ask questions. Please ask questions. But of course, their time is limited. We don't want to have them here all day. And so we'll get to a few that we can. But if not, please make sure you contact them personally. So without further ado, we're going to go to our very first presenter, Mark Vaughn. He is from the University of Central Oklahoma. Hello, Mark.
How you doing, Lady Pam? How you doing?
I am doing great, doing good. How are you?
So I'm doing very well. It's a little cool here in Oklahoma this morning, but God is good.
Amen. Well, it'll change in the South. We wear shorts one day and then sweaters the next day. So
yeah,
it may change.
It was 30 degrees yesterday. It's supposed to be 72 today. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, tell us about the University of Central Oklahoma.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. I hope, trust, and pray you guys are doing well. As Lady Pam said, my name is Mark Vaughn. I am the Director of Recruitment at the University of Central Oklahoma. I'm going to do a brief slide presentation at the end of the presentation. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask me. But this is, like she said, this is welcome to the University of Central Oklahoma. We are the 3rd largest university in the state of Oklahoma. Our class sizes, we average about 26. In our classes, we have over 120 majors of study. 15,000 students reside on our campus. We are ranked #1 in job placement after graduation. We have some very good degrees. Now, here's a couple of our degrees, most of our degrees. Our top degrees on this campus is our nursing program. We have a forensic science laboratory, FBI, come to study on our campus, and our mortuary science on our campus. We have a wide variety of degrees on our campus. So if you look at this screen right here, you'll find your degree on this particular screen. You like to dance, you like to sing, if you can sing, skip, hum, or dance, we got that major for you. So whatever your major is, we have it for you. We have some qualified professors to teach you and to instruct you on your particular gift. And like I said, you will find a position when you graduate. And because we sit in the city of Oklahoma City, just north of Oklahoma City, there are a lot of opportunities to do internships. So remember that, a lot of places do internships. Now, we are ranked nationally in our Forensic Science Institute. 7 degrees of programs available online, audio production, music, business offered. We have a bachelor's of business administration. We have a wide variety of things to do on our campus. Now, here are some of the qualifications you have to do to get in our university. Now because of COVID, we are not asking for the ACT or the SAT. So we are test optional, but you have to have at least a 2.7 grade point average to be admitted into our university. You have to submit an unofficial high school transcript. I know this says official, but we changed it to unofficial because of COVID. Submit the unofficial high school transcript, and that's it. That will get you admitted to our university. Now, the 2.7 unweighted GPA. I know there's a 5-point scale, but on a 4-point scale, which a lot of universities use, you have to have a 2.7 grade point average to be admitted to our university. Now, if you are taking concurrent classes, submit your first-time freshman application. Do not do a transfer application. You can take as many college credits as you want while you are enrolled in high school. I have a lot of students enrolled in UCO as juniors, but they're still considered freshmen, so they still qualify for all the freshman scholarships. If you take once you graduate that summer, if you take more than 6 hours after that, you'll be considered a transfer student. So think about it. Don't take more than 6 hours after you graduate from high school, okay? Because you'll still be qualified for freshman scholarships. Submit a high school transcript showing your concurrent credits. Like I said, do not apply for that transfer scholarship because you're still considered a freshman, but you are a junior. Now, once you are admitted to the university, we have what we call Forge. Forge is a freshman orientation. You will come and spend the night on campus. You will meet a lot of students that will be your classmates. There is a cost to that, but it goes towards your bill. It's a two-day overnight experience where you'll get to stay on campus, meet other future Broncos, you meet an academic advisor, get your classes, and you go home. It's a lot of fun, a lot of rigor. So that's after you get admitted, sign up for Forge. For transfer things. Now, the big scholarships, the deadline is passed, but we our automatic scholarships, we extended to April 1st. So if you apply, you have a 2.7 grade point average, you still qualify for automatic scholarships. But as far as our region scholarship, our presidential scholarship, and things like that, those scholarships that deadline is passed already, but you still qualify for automatic scholarships. It starts at $2,500. So that's a good scholarship. Now, to apply, go to our website, www.uco.edu. Submit your application and have your counselor send us a transcript. To make it easier and quicker, I'm gonna give you guys my email address. I'll put it in the chat box. I'll give you my email address. Email me the transcript, and I'll have one of my admissions counselors push it through. Because you guys are on here today, I'll do that for you. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, this is old stuff as far as the deadline for scholarships. We have extended it. We have extended all scholarships until April 1st. The transfer scholarships, those are accurate. All those dates are accurate. But if you are a freshman, we went from February 1st to April 1st. Now, this is how you apply. You can scan this QR code right here. This will get you to our scholarship opportunities, our foundation scholarship, 30-party scholarship database. There's some very good scholarships in there, you guys. There are a lot of scholarships out there that go unused. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Ford, Chrysler, they offer very good scholarships. Even if you're left-handed, there are left-handed scholarships out there. My wife is left-handed. Hey, when I was in college, I didn't know anything about a left-handed scholarship. So if you're left-handed, hey, get on, Google all that stuff. There are a lot of scholarships that go unused that students do not use. So feel free to scan this QR code. I'll leave it up here for a few seconds, and you can scan this QR code. We are one of the most diverse universities in the country. We have diversity, inclusion. We have fraternities and sororities on our campus. For those of you on here, we have what they call a Divine Nine on campus. I'm Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the first, 1906, the coldest, the boldest, and the baddest. I don't care nobody else say, hey, you Omega, Kappa, that's your business. Everybody can't be an Alpha. Everybody can't be an Alpha man. That's okay. So, but we do have the Divine Nine on our campus. We have community service opportunities. We have a lot of opportunities to stay busy. I tell students all the time, if you go to anybody's college, you get up in the morning, you go to breakfast, you leave breakfast, go to class, leave class, go to lunch, leave lunch and go back to your room, you're not going to enjoy it. Get involved. Get involved in college life because it's a lifetime experience. You're going to meet friends from all over the United States. Now, we have involvement fairs. We have students on our campus that will get you involved and set up in our student center. You walk through the student center, you can sign up to get involved with the football team, the basketball team, athletics. There's just all kinds of different things that happen on our campus. We have student ambassadors that give tours of our campus. I hire students in my office. I have a lot of students that work in my office for me and my recruiters. I have 12 recruiters that work under me. So like I said, it's a lot to do to get involved in. Athletics. Now, unfortunately, my office, we don't recruit athletics, okay? But we have all the men. We even have a hockey team at our university. So, but you can send me the film and I make sure it gets to the right coach, okay? We have club sports as well. So if you want to get involved in a club sport, feel free to do that. We have a bass fishing club sport. We have cheer and pom, hockey. We have an esports major on our campus. I never knew that until I got to UCO. It is a conglomerate. Matter of fact, we have a high school competition coming up in a few weeks on our campus. It's like a World Series of esports that's on our campus. So like I said, there's a lot to do, lot to offer on our campus. If I can do it all over again, I would go to mortuary science school. I don't bother you. Now, this is a list of all of our housing right here. We have a wide variety of housing on our campus. We have a lot of apartments around our campus. And like I said, because we sit locally in the city of Oklahoma City, well, Edmond in particular, Edmond, Oklahoma, there are a lot of opportunities to live off campus in apartments. But these apartments that are in front of you are our university apartments. So there's a lot of places to live at UCO. I know I'm going fast, I only got 10 minutes. I think my time, I'm preaching, y'all. So I respect time. Okay. Now, studies show that living on campus your first year, I'm telling y'all, if you live on campus your first year, your grades are going up. To commute, you're not going to get the full college experience. Okay, that's just Mark Vaughn's personal experience. Live on campus, get the full college experience living on campus. That's the best place to live. You'll meet students from all over the nation living on campus. Now, there's a lot of campus resources we offer. We have disability support services. We have veteran student services. We have women's research centers, career development, COVID testing, central pantry. We have a pantry on campus. If you don't have any food in your room, you can go to that pantry and get groceries for free. It's open to faculty and staff, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. I walked through, it's in my building. I walked through it the other day, and the director gave me a tour. I said, this is amazing. But a lot of students are too embarrassed to go buy and get groceries. Don't be embarrassed to get free stuff, y'all, okay? There's a lot of free resources on our campus for you. All right, this is the time I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and ask, are there any questions you have for me? Any questions you have for me?
So I don't see any questions in the chat, but I'm gonna tell you, this is awesome. I mean, I didn't know y'all had all of that at the university.
Yes.
I really like the fact that testing, the SAT and ACT has been exempt, because I mean, kids are really smart. Like my daughter, she's at Sanford, but I remember she barely got in by like 2 points, but she's not a good tester, but smart, I mean, high GPA and everything. So I like that it's not required. So now it's more accessible. College is more accessible for people now. Great information, student life, the pantry. Yes. I wish I had that in college. We had Roman numerals. Right? I mean, that's what we did when that student money kind of went out. Yes. This was great. This is awesome. Please go ahead and say your email address. I'm going to put it in the chat room for everyone so that people can contact you and you can slide their application on in. Okay. Now my email is mvaughn. So that's M, V as in Victor, AUGHN, the number 14 at UCO.edu. So that's mvaughn 14 at UCO.edu. Okay. You guys feel free to email me with any questions. I'll be back in my office on Monday morning, and I'll be more than happy to shoot you back an email. If you need more, have questions, please. There's no dumb question. Please ask your question. And real quick, if you guys decide to take your ACT or SAT, those big scholarships, if you are on free or reduced lunch, you can take the ACT and SAT twice for free, nationally, okay? So make sure, if you're on free or reduced lunch, you can take it for free. Go get the voucher from your high school counselor and take that test for free. And also, you get free applications at the universities as well. So get those vouchers from your counselor and take care of it. So like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. We do have an application fee. It's $40, okay? I cannot waive it because we're a state school, okay? But if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call or email me, and I will get back with you within 24 hours, all right? Thank y'all so much for the opportunity, for joining you guys. Lady Pam, Pastor Mason, good to see y'all. My alma mater, Southwestern Christian College, I love y'all. Y'all, thank you.
Great presentation, Mark. Great presentation.
Thank you. I think Pam froze up.
Yeah, that's what it appeared.
From Sanford. Hey, Miss Allie.
Hello, Lady Pam. I think you froze a little bit, so if you were talking, I did not hear you.
I did. I appreciate that. Internet is something else. But yeah, so Miss Allie is from Sanford University, and we're going to give way to her to do her presentation of all the perks that Sanford has to offer.
Awesome. Thank you. So my name is Allie Woodside. I am an admission counselor and multicultural recruiter at Sanford. I'm also a Sanford alum. So I know firsthand what it's like to be a student at Sanford. And so I'm excited to share a little bit more about Sanford with you guys. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of go through this PowerPoint with you guys. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we see it. Beautiful.
Okay, perfect. So something that we encourage all of our students to think about as they're going through the college decision-making process, we always encourage them to think about these 3 questions. So maybe if my screen will go to the next slide. There we go. So the first question is, how has Sanford stood out to you in your college search? specifically to Samford, how has Samford stood out to you, but also any school that you're looking at, how has it stood out to you in your college decision-making process, good or bad, things that are important to you, all that kind of stuff. The second question is, what problem do you want to solve? That's a really loaded way of just asking, what do you want to major in? Ultimately, when you graduate, you're going to want to solve this big problem. So how can your school help you get there and prepare you as much as possible for your next steps in the real world, all that kind of stuff. And then third question we always encourage students to think about are, what are your top 3 priorities in the college decision-making process? What are your top 3 priorities and things that you want in a school? So I wanted a small school, a Christian school with a study abroad program. My best friend Emma was a soccer player at Samford, and her top 3 priorities were soccer, soccer, and soccer. So it looks a little bit different for everyone, which is why it's important to always think about those things as you're going through everything. A little bit about Samford's history. We were founded in 1841 as Howard College in Marion, Alabama. We're actually the 87th oldest institution in the United States. So we've been around for a long time. So we have a lot of fun Samford traditions. We're located in Homewood, Birmingham area. So you may or may not have heard of step sing, which is a big Samford tradition on our campus. Our campus is very beautiful, and so at Christmas time, we hang Christmas lights, and it's this whole big event called Lighting of the Way. And so there's so many fun traditions because we've been around for a long time. But ultimately, we are rooted in Christ, and that's at the center of everything that we do. 4-year Christian university, and that's very evident in the people that you meet on campus, the students, the professors, faculty, staff, all that kind of stuff. And so our former president, Dr. Andrew Westmoreland, always used to say that we sit in the shade of trees that we did not plant. And so we've grown to where we are today because of people who laid the foundation and rooted us in Christ, which is really great. But because of that, we're able to have grown so much. So now we have 17 Division I sports. And so our football team gets to play one big state school a year, which is really cool. Typically, our sports teams will play schools like Furman, Wofford, Mercer, things like that. We're in the Southern Conference. But it's really cool to go to those big games. We've played Auburn, we've played University of Florida, we've played FSU, Georgia, things like that. But we also love our home games because it's just such a fun time. We tailgate on the quad, all that kind of fun stuff. Samford's a place where students really, really like to get involved, and Samford's a place that cultivates leaders. So we have over 100 student organizations, everything from a Samford Gamers Club to on-campus ministries, worship ministries. We have a blacksmithing club, an equestrian team, all of these different things to explore, which is a lot of fun because you can get involved in so many different things. We have 14 different Greek letter organizations, 3 of the Divine Nine, and then we also have your typical Panhellenic and IFC fraternities and sororities, which is a lot of fun. About 50% of our students are Greek, about 50% are non-Greek, so it's a great way to get involved, but not the only way to get involved, is what we like to say. A lot of students may or may not know what they want to major in coming in. The average person changes their major 3 times in college. So it's okay if you don't know. It's okay if you need to take time to figure it out. Samford has over 180 different majors, minors, concentrations. So that's a lot, but we have different resources available on campus. So our Career Development Center is a great resource for our students to kind of figure out what they're looking to do with their life. They have no clue. And even after you're a student and you're graduating, or if you're a Samford alumni, you can still go to the Career Development Center to have their help when it comes to resume writing, looking over any job applications that you have, and helping and giving you resources to see what job opportunities are open within the area that you can apply for. So it's great when you're a Samford student, but also great as an alumni as well. We're the #1 largest private university in the state of Alabama. And one of my favorite stats that I like to share is 97% of Samford graduates are either employed or in graduate school 6 months after graduation. So Samford not only knows where their students are, but they're preparing them to be successful in their field. They're preparing them to be in the real world, but to know what they're doing and have those opportunities and everything like that. Our total enrollment right now is about 5,700, and that's kind of a perfect number for us. because that means the average class size is about 19 to 20 people. Student to faculty ratio is 14:1. And with that, students get to know their professors. At Samford, you're not just a number that gets lost in a crowd. You're known and valued for who you are. Your professors know your name, and they care about you and about your dreams, goals, and want to help you accomplish everything to be as successful as possible. It is completely normal for our students to have several different internship opportunities when, throughout their time in college. I know one of my best friends, he interned with Regions Bank when he was a Samford student, got a job working for them after, like straight out of college, which was amazing. And because of Samford preparing him in his experience that he got, he now works in the finance department for Disney World. So Samford students do big things. I have a friend who's working at ESPN in their marketing department. So Samford really gives students the opportunities to thrive and to have all the experience that you need in order to step into the real world and be like, I know what I'm doing, which is really great. 70% of our students are from out of state, so you get to meet people from all around the country, go on vacation with people to Florida for spring break or something like that, which is always a lot of fun. We have 20 different intramural sports. We have flag football, volleyball, all of the things to be involved in. We have a bubble soccer team. You all know those clear tubes that people like run into each other with. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So just another way to get involved. Study abroad is very popular at Samford as well. 43% of our students study abroad at some point during their time on campus. I got to study abroad in Spain and in Israel when I was a student on campus. So several different opportunities, 50 different study abroad programs in 13 different countries. And so it's a lot of fun. So you could either do a whole semester, a summer term, or you could do a mini Maymester is what we have now. So several different opportunities and times for you to do that. So we have 5 different components to our application. So it's the application itself. It's an essay, your official test scores, your official high school transcript, and an academic letter of recommendation. The past couple of years, we allowed students to apply test optional because of COVID. They haven't made the final decision as to whether we're going to keep that trend or not. But I always say, if you have the opportunity to take it, go ahead and take it. But if not, then we are completely understanding of that as well. Our middle 50% of students have between a 23 and a 29 ACT, between an 1130 and a 1350 SAT. The average GPA is around a 3.7. So this is not a minimum requirement by any means. This is just kind of the average of where our incoming freshman class stands. But some students have higher, some students have lower, but that's just kind of the average. So if you have a 3.5 GPA, you're like, oh, I can't come to Samford. That is not true. Still apply. No matter what. And I always encourage students to come and visit campus too, because it's, number one, a beautiful campus, but any school that you're looking at, when you go and visit the campus, you'll get a feel for what the students are like, what student life can be like for you, and can you see yourself in these shoes and see yourself being here for the next 4 years, which is always super important. Our application is still open. Our biggest scholarship deadlines have passed, but that's my job as an admission counselor, is to advocate for you with our scholarship committee, which is always a lot of fun because I love getting to know our students and to help throughout this process. So still apply to Samford if you would like to, but if you are a junior looking to apply, some of our scholarship deadlines that I like to push are December 1 and February 15th. Those are our 2 scholarship deadlines. We have 3 main sources of aid. I always encourage students to apply before December 1st, but with your admission application, you're automatically considered for our 2 highest merit-based awards and our legacy scholarship called our Sherman Oaks Scholarship. And then we have additional scholarships, a lot of them with a December 1st deadline, but our Davis Scholarship is our leadership and involvement scholarship. So any sports team, club, stage manager of a musical, anything you've been involved in, community service jobs, apply for that. Then we have a minister dependent scholarship. So if you have a parent that's involved in full-time vocational ministry, you'd be eligible for that. And then depending on what you want to study or major in, we have departmental scholarships available for you as well to apply for. And then some of you may be familiar, some of you may not, but the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. That's grants and loans from the government that you'd be able to receive. Always fill out the FAFSA, especially with us at Samford. We can evaluate for any additional need-based assistance that the FAFSA may not be fully evaluative of. So, for example, the Department of Education says we look at taxes from 2 years prior. However, with COVID, I had families last year say, hey, I lost a job. This isn't reflective of that. And so our financial aid department's able to evaluate that and award any additional need-based assistance. We don't have any full ride scholarships at Samford, and that's because our philosophy is making it as affordable as possible for as many people as possible. 90% of our students receive aid from Samford. And so as long as you apply before December 1st, I would say you're in a pretty good spot. But you're valued at Samford, you're known at Samford, and everyone wants to see you be as successful as possible. I like to say you're not just a number, because every number has a name and every name has a story, and every story is truly valued. And I have countless, examples of that. And if you come on campus, I know students will as well, but I just encourage you to apply to Samford, come to Samford, see all the things we have to offer, because it's a very special place. When the rubber meets the road and the going gets tough, not only are you cared about, but you're prayed for. Professors are like, don't worry about getting assignments and how can I pray for you? What do you need right now? What does your family need? And so to have that support is something that you can't get everywhere, but something that I know I was super grateful for in my college experience. And so I'm a couple minutes over, but this is my contact information. So please feel free to reach out to me. Send me an email, give me a call. I'm here to help however I can. And that's my favorite part of my job, is being able to build those relationships with students, connect with you guys, and be able to help answer your questions and make this process go as easy and as smoothly as possible.
This was great, Miss Allie. Thank you so much. And you are correct in everything you're saying. Like I said, my daughter goes to Samford, and y'all are really, and please explain to people how even while you're in school, that you can still be applying for scholarships. Y'all just work with her so much. And she has very little money to pay back. And so y'all were great in that. So what you're saying is true. And listen, for those of you who are watching, I want to piggyback on the scholarships. We've done 2 scholarship webinars with a lady from Atlanta. And so, of course, make sure you take advantage. And they're right. There's left-handed scholarships. If your mom is, or your single parent home, there's scholarships, with so many scholarships that are out there to take advantage of. And so, of course, thank you so much, Allie. That was awesome. That was great. I am also going to put, I'm going to put your information in the comment section as well. So you have a great rest of your Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. And so now we have Andrew Coulson from the University of Alabama here in Birmingham. So thankful for him and giving his schedule, his time for today to tell us about all the great things that UAB has to offer. So please tell us about the University of Alabama.
Yeah, well, hey, thank you, Lady Pam. And my name is Andrew Coulson. I am the Associate Director of In-State Recruitment for UAB, University of Alabama at Birmingham. And so I'm happy to share a little bit more about our programs and admissions practices for both this year, as well as looking forward to 2023 and 2024 as well. And so UAB, just kind of some quick facts about UAB. We're what is considered a mid-major university in terms of our population, about 22,000 students strong, currently at our second highest single year enrollment ever. Last year was actually our record. And so we've been growing a lot in the very short time we've been a university. We've only been around for about 53 years. We are also one of the most consistently diverse campuses in the country. And that's not just diversity represented in that nationality number with over 100 different countries represented in our student body. That's also racial diversity, socioeconomic diversity, ethnic diversity, and even geographic diversity within the U.S. So we have students from all 50 states in the U.S. And if you really want to get granular, all 67 counties in the state of Alabama. And we are still very much an Alabama university at heart. About 75% of our students do come from the state of Alabama, with about 5% international, about 20% coming from another U.S. state. We are also, like I said, a fairly young university, but we've made a lot of strides in growth when it comes to academic research, being the first Tier 1 Carnegie Research University in the state of Alabama, and also just really well known for our research funding, billions of dollars, especially when it comes to cancer and diabetic research. And of course, infectious diseases has been very much in the public mindset these past 2 years. And we also make sure that our students are prepared when they are leaving. So the nice thing about where we are located, we are right in the heart of downtown Birmingham. And so that is the largest metro area in the state of Alabama, offers a lot of opportunities for our students to have a unique college experience while still having all the bells and whistles of your traditional college experience, whether it be Division I athletics, student organizations, and of course, just the academic experience in and of itself. But you have the added bonus of utilizing the city as your classroom, as well as your playground. And so our students have the opportunity to do some unique internship opportunities right next door, or even on campus in some instances, where they get that resume to go along with that degree. And so that's why 88% of our students do know where they are going after they graduate, or they already have plans, whether it be grad school or a career. So really excited about what our students are doing in the world of business, in the world of education, in the worlds of arts, and of course, in the worlds of medical research and medicine itself. Now, like I said, we are growing. So we have quite a few different buildings that have been popping up on campus. We are adding to our freshman residential experience. McMahon Hall is a brand new freshman residence hall that was just completed and is in its first full year of operation as of this year. And so that houses about 700 plus students. We also have Blazer Hall and Gold Hall as our other 3 freshman residence halls, and then a myriad of other different upperclassmen residence halls as well. We have our science and engineering complex, which actually just broke ground a little bit earlier this summer, and will be finished by the end of this year, very beginning of next year. And so that'll house all of our science and engineering majors. Will also be one of the largest academic buildings used by almost any discipline when it is completed. And then one of my personal favorite additions, not only to UAB's experience, but just the city of Birmingham's Protective Stadium. It's not technically on campus, but it just once again kind of adds to that unique experience of being a UAB student. So this is home for UAB football. And so we had our first season there this year. Didn't start out the way we wanted it. We did lose our first game there, but we had a great season after that. And of course, it is also just a really great venue, one of the prettiest venues I think in the country at this point. And it also brings that unique experience of being able to tailgate right in the heart of downtown Birmingham too. So a lot of kind of unique experiences just as a UAB student on a Saturday in the fall. Now, a little bit about UAB's academic programs. I mentioned a lot about medicine. That's because that's what we're really well known for, but we have basically everything under the sun. I personally graduated from UAB back in 2015 with a bachelor's degree, in international studies and a minor in Japanese language. We offer pretty much everything under the sun. Like I said, these are new majors we've introduced over the past couple of years. And we do introduce new majors every couple of years or so, just based on student demand, market demand, and of course, professors' ability to teach. But we have about 120 plus different areas of study that ranges from College of Arts and Sciences, School of Business, School of Education, School of Public Health, nursing, as well as engineering, and just a wide technicolor blanket in between of different majors, minors, and concentrations. If you ever have a question about a specific major, or if you want to see what we have to offer, whether it be on the undergraduate level or even graduate level and doctoral level, uab.edu/degrees is a great search tool to utilize on our website, and gives you a bunch of different options to search specifically in that search bar, or more generally for just things related to certain categories, and these little career paths listed down below. And of course, also a no idea button. If you don't really know what you want to do, but you want to see what we have to offer, we can help you kind of refine that search and help you find your fit at UAB when it comes to that academic fit. Now, as far as admissions goes at UAB, it's a 4-step process for freshman admissions. We do have an online application. You can complete at uab.edu/apply. There's no essay or anything required. It's just a basic information about yourself as a student. We do have a $40 application fee. Now, we do have fee waivers for students who are on free or reduced lunch, or students who have received or qualify for ACT fee waiver or NACAC fee waiver. That would just have to be submitted by your high school counselor to be considered official. Otherwise, you just pay that $40 application fee. And we also have transcripts and test scores. A little bit of an asterisk on test scores. I'll get to that in just a second, but transcripts do have to be sent directly from your high school to be considered official. We cannot receive them directly from students, but you can just ask your counselor to submit those, or submit them through Parchment if your school has Parchment or a very similar service like Parchment Score, anything like that. Then test scores, they can also be reported on transcripts, but we do prefer that they have them sent via the testing agency itself. So whether that be College Board with the SAT or ACT with the ACT, just because it's a lot quicker to update in our system, and it is a little bit more automatic, whereas we have to manually pull those from transcripts. But like I said, either way, we will accept that. Now, I did say there's an asterisk on step number 4 with the test scores. That's because we are test optional for 2022. However, we also made an announcement about a month ago that we're also going to be test optional for 2023 and 2024. And so what that means is, if a student does not want to utilize their test scores, maybe they haven't taken the test, or maybe they just don't think that's a great representation of who they are as a student. And I apologize if you hear my cat playing with a toy in the background. If you don't want to include your test scores, you do have the option to choose a test optional admission status. So when you start an application, you'll see these 2 bubbles, and you'll click whichever one you think might best apply to you. You'll also be asked to confirm that application status at the very end of the application. The reason we are pretty I guess, upfront about asking you about if you are sure about that is because once you do submit your application, whether it's test inclusive or test optional, you are going to be stuck with that option. So we do just want to make sure you are aware that you are choosing what you're going to be most comfortable with when it comes to admissions as well as scholarship consideration. Now, for test optional, basically we're going to be looking at your tests, or rather your GPA, as well as your strength curriculum. So if you've taken higher levels at your school, they're really available to you at your school, and you did well in those courses, maybe you didn't do so well on the test score, then you know what, that might be a better option for you. On the flip side, if you have a really good test score and a really good GPA, or really good test score and a not so good GPA, you might be better off doing test inclusive. Either way, talk to your high school counselor, and also talk to our office if you're not sure what you should pick. That's what we're here for. That's why we want to help you with this process. And of course, test optional and test inclusive can mean different things between different institutions. So it's always good to ask the admissions office. Now, just so you know, for our basic admissions requirements at UAB, we require a 2.75 high school GPA and a 20 on the ACT or a 1020 on the SAT. And so these are guaranteed admissions requirements just for the university in general. There are going to be some majors that might require higher GPA or higher test score. So for example, nursing requires at least a 3.6 GPA. You just be admitted to UAB if you didn't quite have that, but did have the 2.75 with an interest in nursing. And so you just have to make some prerequisite courses in order to actually get to that nursing designation. But either way, this is going to be what is required for just general admission to UAB. And you also see some of our freshman averages down there below, which can give you a good idea as to where our scholarships do start. Scholarships are a little bit different at UAB as of this year, where we do have a range from $2,000 to $10,000. And since test optional and test inclusive was just introduced this past year officially at UAB, we do award both those on the same scholarship spectrum. And so there's not quite a set matrix of what qualifies for what. It is going to be based on the general application you submit, as well as just how you applied, whether it be test inclusive versus test optional. So $2,000 to $10,000 for in-state students, $6,000 to $20,000 for out-of-state students. And sorry, I apologize for that typo there, but that is for out-of-state students. These are merit-based scholarships. Now, there are some additional scholarships you can apply for via that uab.edu/bsmart page. And so if you are part of any of these national recognition programs with College Board, that's an additional $2,500 on top of whatever you receive from your merit-based scholarships. And we also have a scholarship for national merit finalists, which is an additional $4,000 per year. Now, if you are a child of alumni of UAB. We have legacy scholarships. If you are going to certain departments, you can also apply for those via that Be Smart page I mentioned earlier. So I do always encourage students when they're applying, starting October 1st, you'd be able to go ahead and start applying for those Be Smart scholarships as well. Now, one final thing I'll just mention too, especially if you are a resident of the state of Alabama, a student in the state of Alabama, you are required to complete a FAFSA. And so at UAB, our priority deadline is December 1st for FAFSA submission, but we do accept FAFSAs throughout the year. That just means if you submit it by December 1st or earlier, we're going to get you your financial aid notification and award package as soon as we start sending those out. So you just know a little bit earlier what your actual financial aid award is. Now, this is where you'll get all those different types of aids from grants, loans, and work studies from the federal government. And some scholarships might require the FAFSA. So like I said, I do always encourage students to fill out the FAFSA. It goes live October 1st every single year. So really encourage students to do that within the month of October if possible. And finally, I also encourage students to come and visit campus, especially if you're a local student. You might think you know everything about UAB, but I can tell you, also being a local student as well, growing up about 12 minutes away from campus, it is a completely different world when you're actually a student here, and also gives you a better perspective of the city of Birmingham itself, even if you lived here your entire life. So really encourage you to come do a campus visit. That's the best way to figure out if a school is right for you. We have visit days throughout the year. Each one of these pretty much mirrors kind of what our day will be each year. UAB Day usually takes place sometime around early November or around Halloween, as well as a couple of specific days. And campus info sessions actually take place on specific days throughout each week. And so if you ever want to learn about a specific program or a specific major, you can always find those times at uab.edu/visit. And of course, our campus tours, we have at least 2 every Monday through Friday and at least 1 Saturday tour each month. And finally, also just connect with us. So we have admissions counselors based on geographic area. So within the state of Alabama, it's going to be based on county, and specifically within Shelby and Jefferson County, it's also going to be based on school. So you can find all of our counselor information at uab.edu/mycounselor, and also connect with our students, our student trailblazers who are tour guides. If you want to learn a little bit more about our student life. And follow us on social media. Don't just say that because we need the likes. It's also just a good way to interact with us on a more kind of intimate level and learn a little bit more about just kind of fun things happening on campus. And there are also sometimes scholarship giveaways with our Choose UAB platforms as well. So always a fun time on our Instagram page. And finally, if you ever need any questions, and if I am your admissions counselor, I do cover Hoover, Spain Park, Vestavia Hills, John Carroll, and all homeschool students in the state of Alabama. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to connect you with your admissions counselor if I'm not your assigned admissions counselor. So feel free to reach out to me. That's my contact information right there. You can always text or call me at that number too, or shoot me an email as well. That is all I have for you guys today, and I really appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit about UAB with you guys today.
Thank you. So, man, this was wonderful, Andrew. Awesome. And UAB is doing well overall, not just, academically, but football team. Was it a CFP or something championship? I forgot the initials, and the basketball team is doing well. So y'all are just really doing some great things just overall.
Thank you. Yeah, we didn't have as great of a night last night as I thought we would in the tournament, but I'm still proud of our Blazers nonetheless.
Oh, definitely. So great. And I meant to ask this for all the colleges, so I don't want to forget. Do y'all offer any virtual classes for, some institutes have online classes? Do y'all do any of that?
We do. We have a couple of online degree programs. In fact, if you go to uab.edu/online, you can find a list of all of our 100% and mostly online programs listed there.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, for that mom who, works, 8 hours and just want to do some classes in the evening, when the kids are asleep. So, okay, awesome. This is wonderful. Again, Andrew's email address is awcolson, COLSON @uab.edu. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And so now we have our next person. is Stephanie Salone from Augusta University. Happy about this one as well. I went to the school when it was called Medical College of Georgia. That's just how old I am. But I didn't know they changed until my grandma sent me some information. I said, oh, they changed the name. But yeah, so I am pleased. Great college then. And so I'm sure it's even better now. But we have Stephanie Salone. She is going to talk to us about Augusta University.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here today, Lady Pam. I am Stephanie Salone. I am one of the admissions counselors here at Augusta University. I work with the students who live in the central southwest territory of the state of Georgia, but I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have, even if you don't live in those designated areas. Can everybody see my screen okay?
Yes.
We're good. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started just to talk a little bit about Augusta University. Augusta University is located in Augusta, Georgia. We are Georgia's designated Center for Health Science Excellence. We also have 4 main campuses throughout Augusta, only a few miles apart from each other, as well as our medical facilities throughout. I'll start with our Somerville campus. Our Somerville campus is our most historic campus. It's where most of our majors are going to be housed. And then we have our health science campus, which is our medical district. And that campus has the Medical College of Georgia, the Dental College of Georgia, and also where some of our nursing students go to school. And then our residence halls are located there. Our incoming freshman students would reside in Oak Hall. It is a suite style residence hall. And then also on that campus, we have our athletic facility, which is also has our dining hall. And we have brand new math and science labs on our health science campus. So it's actually pretty cool. And then we have our Forest Hills campus, which is where our Christenberry Fieldhouse is located, where our basketball team plays. Yay, go Jags. And then we have our Riverfront campus. And on that campus, it has our cybersecurity and computer science students. At Augusta University, we aim to promote an education for life. So an education that enriches your life now and sets you up for a lifetime of success and empowers you to make life better for the people around you, right? So our current structure gives us a rich history and it has a lot of growth and development. The Medical College of Georgia is the only public medical school in Georgia, and it was founded in 1828. Over the years, the formation of what became Augusta University provided much needed educational opportunities to the Augusta area while becoming the pillar of the Augusta community. The consolidation of the Medical College of Georgia and Augusta State in 2012 set us up to provide our students and community a life-saving and life-changing education. After a series of name changes, like Lady Pam mentioned earlier, in 2016, we became Augusta University, and we have been growing in size and opportunity ever since. Our overall enrollment at Augusta University for fall of 2020 was about 9,565 students, with an undergraduates making up about 5,675 of those. We do offer over 150 different programs of study housed within our 10 academic colleges. We boast about our 15:1 student to faculty ratio, which allows all of our students, no matter their major, to build relationships and to get involved with undergraduate research early on. I will say that that was one particular thing I was looking for when I was searching for my college or university. I wanted those small class sizes so that way I can get that more personable one-on-one with my professor. This research identity has been growing thanks to the opportunity for students to get involved alongside their faculty so early. Recently, we've seen the research identity in the public eye through the COVID-19 pandemic. As devastating as it has been, Augusta University was charged by the state to lead the fight against COVID and our vaccination initiatives, all done by our research partnerships across disciplines. A team of AU students and faculty in different art and physics and health science programs, they work together to develop a telehealth app for patients and healthcare providers to safely use to triage potential COVID cases statewide. Pretty cool, right? Another fun fact, a graduate of our medical illustration program designed the image most widely associated with the depiction of the virus. And that image is actually shown in our on our health science campus in our brand new math and science lab. So it's actually pretty cool to actually see the image that we see all over the news. We're going to move on to academics. We've got over 150 programs ranging from health sciences to education to business to liberal arts. Some of our most popular undergraduate programs are cell and molecular biology, nursing, business administration, kinesiology, psychology, and cybersecurity and computer science. The cybersecurity program is actually unique because Augusta is one of the top 10 global hubs for the field of cybersecurity and the nation's capital for cybersecurity. So the Department of Defense, the NSA, and a number of other cyber agencies, they have cyber units that are actually housed at our cyber center, sharing the space with our students. So if you're looking to go into cybersecurity or computer science, there's a lot of internships and networking and scholarship opportunities, as well as that hands-on experience for you. We're so proud to house the state's only dental school and the only public medical school, as well as the oldest and largest nursing program in the state of Georgia. With that, we have our competitive professional scholars programs that provide students accelerated entry and pathways to their MD, DMD, or BSN. Each program has its own requirements. For nursing, students admitted to the program as incoming freshmen will have a seat guaranteed in the BSN program starting their junior year, as long as they meet and maintain all testing and GPA requirements. For medical and dental scholars, students admitted will be on track to complete their BS in cell molecular biology in 3 years, and those who meet and maintain all those testing and GPA requirements will then have a seat waiting for them at the Medical College of Georgia or the Dental College of Georgia, where they will be able to spend their next 4 years earning their MD or DMD. So it's very, very competitive, but it's a great program for students who are interested in the health science field. All right, let's get into talking about campus life, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. As the smallest research institution in the state, we are proud to have over 175 registered student organizations and over 5,000 students having checked into events last year. That's almost our entire undergraduate population participating. Even with restrictions on events, our campus did a fantastic job of providing opportunities for students to meet and connect and engage with each other to develop a real sense of belonging. We recently just had Club Fest. Club Fest is actually cool because it's an event where organizations can come out on campus and talk about what they're all about. There's music, there's food. It's just a great way for all of our students to get involved. Student engagement opportunities, they happen like this on every campus. So you're able to join whether you're on our Somerville campus for classes or at your residence hall on the health science campus. We also encourage our students to get involved in the Augusta community by engaging with local businesses, finding local restaurants, or just relaxing on the river. I'm actually from Augusta. I've been here most of my life. So if you have any questions on the eateries, places to hang out, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to give you some of my favorite options. Tuition and fees. These numbers are estimates for only 1 year. For an in-state student, the average is going to be around $18,000 a year while living on campus. For a student classified as out of state, it's a little under $35,000 a year. Those estimates and costs are, of course, prior to Hope, Zell Miller, and any other scholarships. And about 80% of all our Augusta University students, they do receive some type of aid. Our application for fall 2022 is currently open, and you can apply through Common App or Georgia Futures. The app is $55, but you can indicate on the application if you plan to use a fee waiver, and we'll work with your counselor to get that applied. We do require an official high school transcript, and recently the change was made that we are test optional. So for students with a GPA of 3.4 or higher, they do not have to submit official SAT or ACT scores. However, for the students who do not meet that GPA requirement, the SAT, we do require at least a 480 on evidence-based reading and writing, and at least a 440 on math. And then for the ACT, we require at least a 17 on English, and a reading, a 17 on math. You will need to meet only these requirements, but you'll also need to meet our freshman index requirement, which is a 2240. And what that freshman index is, just a math equation that we like to use to calculate your GPA and your test scores. Students who complete their application by our early application deadline on November the 15th, they will complete their application by they will be in the first group of students to receive a decision in early December. And then students wishing to apply for a scholars program, like I was talking about earlier, they must apply by the early application deadline. Our institutional scholarship applications open for students who have already been admitted in early December and closes February 1st. We also encourage our students to apply for external scholarships on Scholarship Universe. We encourage students to confirm their enrollment and celebrate National College Decision Day on May 1, and we must receive all documents by July 1. So that means dual enrollment transcripts, your test scores, your application, all those documents that we need. After you apply, you'll get a link to set up your application portal. We'll use that portal to remind you about these deadlines and your next steps throughout the entire process. In conclusion, I want to encourage you to keep in touch and come in and check out us on campus. We offer daily campus tours throughout the year, as well as a variety of special events. The next big event coming up is our See Augusta Preview Day on Saturday, October 30th. We just had See Augusta last month, and it was spectacular and amazing. Our students enjoyed it. You can learn more and register for events like these at augusta.edu/visit. In addition, we hope that you connect with us on social media and keep us up to date throughout your journey this year. Tag us in your posts, and let us know when you hit those milestones. Feel free to email us with any questions at admissions@augusta.edu, or you can give us a call at 706-737-1632. I'll also leave my number that you'll reach me directly. I'll put that in the chat. It's 706-667-4881.
Awesome. Trying to put the information in.
Yeah, I can put it in the chat for everyone, so that way everybody has all the information for if they want to get in contact with me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
I was talking to you a couple of weeks ago, and you were talking about cybersecurity, and I haven't heard of a college doing it. I'm sure there are some, but it's so needed now, because during this pandemic, I think the thieves were just kind of amped up on, getting into accounts, and, it was really a terrible time. And so it's so needed, and it's wonderful. Y'all have it right there.
Right there.
Isn't there a base? Was there
yes.
Fort Gordon. Fort Gordon. Yeah. Maurice is saying, and I'm glad y'all have more student activities.
Oh yeah.
Back then we had to go across the street. I think it was called Payne.
Payne College is still there.
We had to participate in their activities. But this is great, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us on today. We get a lot of people view from Georgia, and so this gives them an idea of just everything you all offer. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
We will see you next time. Thank you, Stephanie.
Have a good Saturday.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right. And so next we have from Southwestern Christian College, we have Miss Bernicia. And so I'm excited about having her on because she is also an alma mater of my husband, Pastor Mason. And so he went here for a couple of years, and we know some people who've gone here. I think our first presenter, Mark Vaughn, I think he went here as well. And so, of course, hello, Miss Bernicia. Am I saying your name
Hi,
right?
how are you?
I'm doing
Yes,
good.
Vernisha.
Good.
Yes.
And you're also the sister of, I thought it was Shay that was presenting. I said, oh, because I thought Shay was short for Renisha, but Shay has been on with us before, and she's talked
Yes.
about all the political stuff. She's the political
Right.
guru, and she talks about all
Right.
that stuff. Does a great job. Every time it's election time, I know to call on her because she knows.
That's right. That's
She
right.
can break it down. So
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
So I think I have the slide up here. So that
Okay. Yes, I see it. Yes,
Perfect.
thank you so much for having me here this morning. My name is Vernisha Kathy. My sister-in-law is Shay Kathy, but our names look similar, Vernisha and Shay Sha. So we both have that SHA at the end. So some people are like, which one are you? Because I work in politics too. I work in City Hall and she works for the county. So it's, and we both went to Southwestern. So she was the president of the Alumni Association, and now I'm the president of the Alumni Association.
Wow.
So we work in tandem. So you're okay. So when you were like no, but I'm used to it. But thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of it. I'm not an official recruiter for the campus. However, as the president of the National Alumni Association, it is my job to be an ambassador for the college and speak about our rich history and always invite people to be a part of Southwestern Christian College. As you mentioned, your wonderful husband is a graduate of Southwestern Christian College. He was actually there when I was there, and he was a year behind me. But there's also another great history that he shares, is that his great-grandfather, Levi Kennedy, is one of our founders. And so we are always happy to be in the presence of the Kennedy and Mason family. And so we're very excited to be a part of this presentation today. Southwestern Christian College was founded in 1948 in Fort Worth, Texas, and then moved to its current location in Terrell, Texas in 1949. We're about 20 miles southeast of downtown Dallas. So we're not that far from a big city. Now, Terrell is small, but it is growing. A lot of people know Terrell, Texas, because that's where Jamie Foxx is from.
Yes.
Comedian Jamie Foxx is from Terrell. In fact, his grandmother, Miss Tally, was right around the corner from the campus. A lot of students and a lot of faculty and staff students were babysat by Miss Tally. And then before you even get to the campus, you'll see over to the right-hand side, it says Jamie Foxx Drive. So he has a rich history and legacy in Terrell, and he doesn't come back as often, but he always talks about Terrell, Texas. So when people say to me, I think I've heard about Terrell. Yeah, you have. I mean, that's why, because he's a great ambassador for the city. Also, let me tell you about Southwestern Christian College, is that we are a historical Black college or university. Right now, there's 105 HBCUs, and we are one. We are one of the smaller ones, but that is good because that means our faculty and staff ratio to student ratio is much smaller, which gives you the one-on-one relationship that you need to have with a professor. With Southwestern Christian College, you are not a number. We know you by name. We call you by name. We love you by name. And we suppose that you are going to be great. And so we have chapel every morning at 9:30. We start our day together in praise and worship, and then general announcements to the campus. And that is one of the highlights of our campus. At Southwestern, we are a junior college for most of our majors. For those that are interested in religious education or Bible, we are a 4-year institution. But those that just want to get a fresh start and, not really sure exactly what you want to do yet, but still want to have that HBCU experience, you can definitely do that with us at Southwestern. On April the 9th, we're going to have our high school day. And we're only 8 hours from Birmingham. I did Google it to see how far, but we're only about 8 hours from Birmingham. So if you would like to come and visit our campus, you may do so on April the 9th. That is our high school day, and that's the graphic that you see today. You have to register for it. It is a free event. And so if you register for it, we'll be there and ready to receive you. On that day, we will have our professors, some of our professors will be there. We're definitely going to have a continental breakfast and lunch. We will have tryouts. We have basketball, men and women's basketball. We have women's volleyball. We have men and women's track. And we also have intramural sports as well. It's not necessarily a tryout for that, but you'll be able to sign up. On that day, our financial aid director will be there to go over all types of financial aid options that will be available to you. And then, of course, our academic dean and our registrars will be there as well to talk about the different academic options and scholarships that are available. And there'll also be a college class demonstration as well. Our president will be on the campus that day as well. He's also an alum of the college. His name is Dr. E.D. Singster Jr. He is our current president. Before Dr. Singster, we had Dr. Jack Evans. Dr. Jack Evans is the longest running president in the US of any college, whether it be at HBCU or PWI. So we have great history and legacy at Southwestern Christian College, and we would love for you to be a part of our story. As the alumni president, I can honestly tell you that from here, and when I say here, I mean 200 Bowser Circle. That's where our campus is located in Terrell, Texas. And from here, you can truly go anywhere. We have people on our campus that graduated from our campus that are doctors, that are lawyers, that are, of course, ministers, educators, flight attendants, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Mark Vaughn was saying if he had to do it all over again, he would do mortuary science. We have plenty of people that graduated from Southwestern that went on to do mortuary science. In fact, our biology department right now is ran by Dr. Casero, who is actually a practicing medical doctor. And he also teaches biology, anatomy, and physiology on campus. And as I mentioned, our student to faculty ratio is small. Therefore, you get a lot of the one-on-one attention that you need. Another very unique thing about Southwestern Christian College is we're known for ministry and we're known for music. One of the best a cappella courses that you will ever hear in your entire life comes from Southwestern Christian College. We're right now under the direction of Maestro Leonte Zavala, who is a graduate of Southwestern Christian College and also Fisk University. After he graduated from Southwestern, he went on and became a Fisk Jubilee singer. So when I say he knows music, he knows music. And we're in the midst of growing our choral department again. We're out on the road now doing tryouts. You can email us, contact us, and set up a presentation, set up an audition so you can try out for the chorus. Pastor Mason was a part of that chorus. I was a part of that chorus. And it is very competitive, but it is one of the best a cappella courses out there, especially among the HBCUs. There's a 100-voice choir that they put together every year, and Southwestern has been able to be a part of that. And so we're just so excited to grow our choral department again. We lost a lot of members due to COVID. A lot of our students graduated and we weren't able to, travel at that time and do a lot of recruiting. And, music was one of the areas that suffered, but we are back and ready to roll. And so, especially if you love to sing, Southwestern is the place for you. At Southwestern, as I mentioned, from here, you can go anywhere. We have all types of disciplines that we can assist you with. But what I think that is most important is, one of the presenters said earlier that you change your majors about 3 times. I think I probably did more than that. But it was all said and done. But we have people here that can assist you and help you and nurture you and really start you out on your way. And from here, you can go anywhere. As we keep saying, that is one of our main mantras, and that we're also on the move. Southwestern Christian College is ready to receive you. We have our applications. You can go to our website at www.swcc.edu. The application is there on site. If you send me an email or contact Lady Pam or Pastor Mason, they will let me know that you were on this presentation on this Zoom today, and the Alumni Association will take care of your application fee. So you don't even have to worry about that. We do have a rolling admission. As the other schools mentioned, we are ACT, SAT friendly at this time. Due to COVID, we'll do some in-house testing once you arrive and once you're accepted. But the most important thing that you need to do, and I say, especially if a school is offering a free application fee, is to apply, because you just never know what may happen. I thought that I was going to go to Pepperdine University right out of college, and that didn't happen for me. And so I'm glad that I had other options. And a lot of times people sometimes even get somewhere and then realize they can't stay. So I say before you really make a decision on the school that you're going to attend, make sure you have your FAFSA done for Southwestern or any school that you plan on going to. Know the tuition and fees before you make the commitment. Southwestern is one of the least expensive HBCUs, and we're also one of the least expensive Christian colleges among like Abilene Christian, Oklahoma Christian, you know, that family. So we're very affordable. And like I said, for any school, just make sure you have the FAFSA is free. And then any school that you're interested in, you know, they have a specific number. Just Google the name, or not Google the name, but just search the name on the FAFSA. And every college that you're interested in attending, just put those numbers on there so you can get a good understanding of what your responsibilities will be. We have several scholarships that are available. If you go to the school website of swcc.edu, there is the financial aid page, and Mr. Eric King is very good at contacting you back and letting you know what's available after you fill out the FAFSA. We can't award any scholarships without having that FAFSA done. But I know that Southwestern Christian College is a great institution. I'm a product of that school. As I mentioned, Pastor Mason is a product of that school, and we believe in it. We know that what it's done for us and what it's done for others and what it's continuing to do in the community and in the brotherhood. And we would just love to have you visit our campus and then enroll. We also have a few online classes for those that want to take a few online things. You can go to the website as well. And so if there's anything, as I mentioned, I'm not an official recruiter, but I do know a lot about the school, and I can always answer questions. I can always help out any way I can in helping you get into the school and visit the school or do whatever you need to do. And thank you so much for being a part of, letting me be a part of this day. And that's all I have.
Listen, you did a great job. I mean, you sound like you were part of the admissions counseling division. This was great, Renisha. Awesome. A lot of great information, a lot of great things y'all are doing since even Pastor graduated. Awesome. The intramural, yes, and he was a part of that traveling core group, and I love him telling all the stories about that. And it seemed like I just had a really good closeness. And so no, this is great. And so let me ask you, are there any, and maybe you did cover any opportunities for scholarships? Of course, we're telling everybody the schools have scholarships, but you need to also do your due diligence and search for scholarships that are out there, that are available to everyone. So any scholarships that are being offered?
Yes, we have several scholarships available. We also offer athletic scholarships. As I mentioned, if you go to the website or even email me at activities, because I'm actually the activities director, and I didn't talk about that. I will go back and talk a little bit about campus activities. Thank you for reminding me of that. But there's several scholarships available. We offer athletic scholarships. We offer choral scholarships, academic scholarships for sure. Our president is an academician and really a stickler for education. So those that have demonstrated themselves in high school, he will give a scholarship to those students. We have legacy scholarships, second, third generation scholarships for alumni, family members, and students that come through. There are, if you go to our website, as I mentioned, in fact, someone just sent us a new scholarship and we're advertising it now. We get a lot of personal scholarships. People set up in honor of their family members or church ministers and things of that nature. So we have some new scholarships that become available. And sometimes they're one-time scholarships, but hey, take that money when it comes through. But we also have right, because I know one of our alums, he may be listening now, Charles Edwards, he called me the other day. He is offering some scholarships for some incoming students for the fall. And so we have a lot of that. Because we're a smaller college, we have a lot of we're a family type atmosphere. And a lot of our alumni know what it took for them to get there. They know who helped them, who helped pave their way. So they love to give back. In fact, your husband is one of those that loves to give back, loves to support our students. And so it kind of takes me to student activities because I actually do that as well. And our student activities, we don't have the Divine Nine, but we do have social clubs on campus. We have community service opportunities. We have student government. We have, as I mentioned, intramurals. We have specialty clubs that people can get involved in. We also, pre-COVID, had a tour that we would take our students on. That was like a civil rights tour. And we would, go, we came to Birmingham. We go through and we take the steps of our civil rights leaders. And it starts in Texas and we end up in DC and then make our way back. So hopefully we'll be able to bring that back. I'm actually over that tour. It's sponsored by the President's Office and Student Activities. And we go out on the road, and I mean, we just about have done it all at this point. But it's a great opportunity, and a lot of students really enjoy that. And it's our rolling classroom, as we say, because it's not a vacation. It's you're learning about our history and we visit other HBCUs along the way and talk to them and see their history. And I'm a huge HBCU advocate. I did graduate from Southwestern, but when I left Southwestern, I went on the University of Texas system. I've been to Hollins University in Virginia, where I got my master's, and now I'm working on a PhD at SMU. And I still say the best experience I ever had was at a HBCU at Southwestern Christian College. It gave me a strong foundation with 2 years in. I knew who I was and whom I belonged to after I left Southwestern. My parents taught me, but the college instilled it in me, and I've never forgotten it. And so thank you again. And we would love to have you at the campus April the 9th. I always say visit a campus before you commit. You never know. I did that twice. I went to 2 schools sight unseen. It worked. The first one worked out because it was UTA and it was around the corner. If I didn't like it, I could go home. But the next one was Hollins University of Virginia, and they didn't even have a bus stop close to the campus. So I was out there without a car. So I just say, do your research. You're in we're 30 years out of college now, but it was some resources that are available now that weren't then. So you can Google, you can find all kinds of stuff. My laugh at me when I tell them, I remember when the internet showed up. I remember having encyclopedias. I remember when a library was a library and not a social. I remember when you had to be quiet in the library.
Yes, you're so right.
But things have changed. But I mentioned we're here to receive you at Southwestern Christian College. Please come and visit us. Visit our website. Contact me, and that's all I have.
Oh, thank you so much. That was wonderful. That was great. Thank you so much, Renisha, for giving us all this great information about Southwestern Christian College, located in Terrell, Texas. Of course, if anybody's watching on today, we've been putting information in the comment section, especially on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have any other questions, you can send us an email at ladypam@tcowi.org. ladypam@tcowi.org, and then we can actually get you connected with someone from today. And so now we have someone from the Navy representative, and wanted to get somebody from the service, not just from a college or university, because I remember when I was in college and I almost went into the Navy. There was, you had all these tables set up, these booths, and he was like, you can be a therapist in the Navy. I was like, oh, that sounds great. I never did do it, but Maurice is actually, he's been a part of the Navy for a long time. Actually, he is younger than myself. I am almost 50. I said almost 50. He's younger than me. He's about to retire from the Navy. So the Navy has been good to him. It's been good. But I wanted him to give us a different point of view. For those of you who are interested in going into the military, just kind of the perks, the benefits, what they have to offer, what to expect. And so, because everybody may not want to go the college route, or some people want to, go to college, they want to get the degree, but they say, hey, maybe I can get into the service and have them pay for it. So so I want Maurice to talk about all that, because I don't those things have changed since I was looking. So, hey, Maurice, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing this morning, Lady Pamela? Or afternoon now, excuse me.
Oh yeah, afternoon. Well, it's still morning here. We're Alabama time, but yeah,
I
Georgia,
forgot.
Georgia, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'm in Georgia.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining us today, and tell us about the Navy.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So my name is Paul Maurice Hicks. Thank you, Sister Pam and Pastor Mason, Lady Pam, for having me speak about the Navy. I'm a CTM 1 inside in the United States Navy. I've been in the Navy for 21 years and 9 months, but who's counting? I'm not an official Navy recruiter. However, what's the difference between me and Navy recruiter is I'm not going to give you any BS as far as the perks and benefits of the United States Navy. One thing that I will highly suggest is if you haven't taken your ASVAB, or if you've taken your ASVAB or plan to in the future, do your very best on that exam. It is highly important. The reason being that ASVAB is going to allow you to choose the best job that fits you, whether it's your passion or a career that you highly want to be a part of, like i.e. the cyber field, the intelligence field, which I've been a part of for 21 years. The ASVAB score is going to be vitally important. The minimum score to join the United States Navy is a 31 on the ASVAB. That will get you in the door, have you do a few jobs. One thing about that is typically the higher you score, the more jobs that are available to you. When you go see a Navy recruiter, you may decide, hey, I want to be, let's say, an IT, an information technology person inside the United States Navy. If you go in and that's the job you want to be, sign up for that job. Or if you want to be a CTM, which is me, with Cryptologic Technician Maintenance, where I'm the jack of all trades, the best rated in the Navy. They couldn't get rid of us. Having that job is important. They will try to sell you on doing the PAC program, which is a professional apprenticeship career track. That will allow you to go to boot camp a lot faster. Yes, being a part of PAC, but you're going to, once you finish boot camp, which is 10 weeks, you're going to go to the fleet undesignated. They're going to sell you on trying to choose different rates and different jobs. Go in and get your job out the door. That way, you may be enrolled into the DEP program, delayed entry. That would be beneficial to you if you have not been working now on a constant basis, like running, doing push-ups, ab workouts, sit-ups, stuff like that. Because now, to join, one of the requirements is you have to be able to run a 1.5 miles in a lot of time for whatever your age is, as well as do a minimum amount of push-ups. If you are part of the DEP program, they'll allow you to get your physical fitness up to standards before you go to boot camp. That way, when you go to boot camp and you finish your first week, which is called P days, you have to take a physical fitness test. You pass that physical fitness test, you're good to go. You get to continue instead of get pushed back a week to start over. You want to make sure you are mentally and physically ready to go to do that. The benefits of being in the Navy and the military in general is exceptional. We have the best medical care or benefits in like the world. You're not going to be able to get better medical benefits than what you have inside the military. As well as, speaking of college, you have the post 9/11 GI Bill. The post 9/11 GI Bill is something that you're going to put into your first year for 12 months, $100 a month for 12 months. But that's going to allow you to pay for your college if you decide to only do 4 years. If you do 4 years, you get out, boom, your college is paid for you because you already put into it. That's going to alleviate any other information, any other thing that you're missing out on. The post 9/11 is going to give you BAH, which is if you go to like a brick and mortar school, like Augusta University or UAB, that's going to give you money to live on every month for like whatever it is. BH for that area for E5, as well as it's going to pay for all your books, any other stipend that you may have as far as post 9/11. That's important. Or if you say, hey, like I want to continue to go further, that's fine. That post 9/11 is there. If you decide to have a family and you continue to go, guess what? You can pass that post 9/11 off to your dependents as well. That's the beauty of it. So the post 9/11 GI Bill is just not just for you, it's also for your family members. You can sign over. If you give them a year, it's there. That year is theirs. That's a year paid for. That's a plus of being inside the military, not just the Navy alone. The Navy is going to allow you to see the world and experience cultures that you're not going to be able to experience here. It's going to open your eyes to a lot of different things that you won't be able to experience just being inside the continental United States. I've been to several countries. I've been a part of various cultures and seen different things. It opens your eyes to what the world is outside. As well as once you choose that job, do your research. See what job is going to translate to something that you really and truly want to do outside of the military. Me and myself, I was a junior in college and was jacking up. So I decided to get myself together and go into the military. The military is going to shape you and give you the discipline that you need to be a better person for the community, bar none. I'm in Fort Gordon, Georgia. I work for NSA. Something that a lot of people don't know about of the minority set. NSA has a scholarship called the Stokes Scholarship that's designed is for minorities. If you want to do computer science, computer engineering, electrical, any type of engineering field, and maintain a 3.0 GPA, guess what? And you're a senior, the NSA is going to pay for you to go to college full time. The only thing you got to do is make sure during your summer, you work for them. That's going to give you a TS clearance, as well as going to give you benefits, a housing stipend, and everything. That's on intelligencecareers.gov/NSA. Go find out about the Stokes Scholarship. That's free money in school that's available to you. Bar none. It's out there. All the information is out there. I'm always available to speak about Navy. I'm definitely pro Navy, pro military. But make sure that you get all the information that you need before you go in. The Navy can be very beneficial because even when you complete boot camp, that's college credits. Your A school, that's college credits. By you going to boot camp, you already starting to generate your basic core for college. If you say, well, hey, I don't want to be enlisted for long, that's great. Tuition assistance. Tuition assistance is where you're able to go take college courses 100% paid for on the military dime. While you're in the military, depending on what command you are, they may say, hey, you got to dedicate, you can't, as long as you knock out your basic requirements, the basic quals, you can start going to school. You sign up for TA. That's tuition assistance. That's 100% paid for your classes. If you take two classes, there's two classes that's paid for by the Navy. You don't come out your pocket. The only time you got to pay for a class is if you fail that class. Then you got to pay it back. Now you're building that stuff up. As well as you have stuff like Dante's and CLEP courses where you can knock out your basic core courses by testing. Now you completed your first 2 years by doing Dante's and CLEP. You be like, hey, I want to be an officer. Great, State 21 program. That's where you got the basic 60 credit hours for college. Now you can convert that and go in and complete your junior and your senior year at any public college that's designated by the Navy and finish that and be a naval officer. So the programs are definitely available to you. Or if you say, hey, I'm going in to be like my senior year, look at the Naval Academy. The Naval Academy is another option that's available to you. Or that's on USNA. Like I can say, like the Pam of resources, but there's a lot of different things you got to do for the Naval Academy, as well as they're really highly recruiting for STEM personnel as well. People that works in STEM, there's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So the computer fields, that we're looking heavily at that as far as like the U.S. Naval Academy. And then one more thing that's very, very important hey, when you look at it, I just lost my train of thought. There's a lot of different programs for like the Navy. It's a lot of it. But make sure you do your research before you do anything. Do your research. Do not get sold something and that you're unsure of. Because recruiters are looking for numbers. Don't be a number. Do not be a number. Have your research down, know exactly what you're getting into, and be prepared. Because it can be your career can be very, very rewarding, but it also can be a hindrance if you're doing something that you truly don't want to do. I'm always available. You can reach out to Lady Pam, Brother Mason. If you got any questions, I'm always available and always will to give guidance on the Navy or even the intelligence career field, because that's what I've been doing my whole entire career.
Yeah, no, this is good, Maurice. Listen, is there because I was, just kind of thinking about who I may be watching. Is there an age requirement? So can I be 30?
Yes, you can be 30. You can be 30 and yes, you can be 30. You can be 30. Like, I believe the age requirement for us is up to 34. Like, they may have changed it, but still, the age requirement is definitely there. There's an age requirement even for the different officer fields. So if whatever you want to do, let's let the Pam know. I can give them the research. I can give them the information. I'm always readily available, but there is an age requirement.
Okay. Okay.
But definitely, so start looking at all the things that's available to you.
Man, this is good. I think I should have went in the Navy when I was to be. I mean, all those benefits you talked about.
Oh yeah, listen. If there's someone that you guys, if someone's in ROTC, junior ROTC in high school, if they're in it, make sure they get a document from the high school that said they attended ROTC. The reason being is you have that letter, you go into boot camp as a seaman, a E3, vice, a E1 or E2. So if you are a part of junior ROTC, I don't care if it's Air Force, Army, or Navy, if you're a part of an ROTC program, that's counts, that's credit. Guess what? Now you coming into boot camp as an E3, vice, trying to work extremely hard to get that nod by your RDC in boot camp to be like an E2. You're already E3, so therefore you're already, as soon as you're already there, your next step to be a third class petty officer. So when you finish your A school and go to wherever you're going, guess what? You test for the next pay grade, you pick up third class.
Wow.
So yeah, so like make sure you have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. It is just like that.
Wow. Well, let me ask you, I think it's my last question. So you mentioned how you can, be in part of the Navy and also get, be able to pay $100 a month or whatever. But anyway, you can start going to school. Do I have to be in the service for a certain length of time before? Because some of us gonna try.
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. All right, 4 years. All right. The minimum requirement for us is 4 years.
Okay. Yeah.
4 years. But see, like, here's the tricky part though. If they choose one of those fields that's classified as an advanced electronics field, that's a 6-year term.
Ah.
And the reason why it's 6 years is it's automatic advancement to the next pay grade. So if you're E3 and you're in advanced electronics, then you're automatic push to E4.
Oh, gotcha.
So it all depends.
Okay, man, Maurice, this was good. You did a great job. I know you're not a recruiter, but and I think I'm just kind of sharing. So Paul Maurice Hicks,
it's fine.
This is Godson, and so we've been knowing him for years. And I was reaching out to him about a recruiter, and I said, "Shoot, you can do it," And so no, this was great. You gave our viewers a lot of things to think about, especially when it comes to taking the ASVAB test. Doing your best on it. I mean, I didn't think about that because then it kind of that's good. And that way, I guess when you come in, you don't have to come in, I guess, at the bottom of the totem pole.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. No, this is great. Thank you, Maurice, for this information. Of course, now as people if they contact me, I can forward their information. Yes. Okay, good. So you can give them some one-on-one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You need that because you're right. Recruiters, I can't tell you, I'm not even trying to get into the Army. For some reason, I keep getting text messages from people in the Army, so, but yeah, so they're trying to recruit, like you said, by any means necessary. So thank you for being so open and honest. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
And so we have two more people. Thank you, Facebook, and those of you on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. Y'all are doing great, just kind of hanging in here with us. We have two more people locally excited. We have, I think, and I want to make sure I'm saying the name right, Jose from Lawson State. I hope I'm saying that right. Hey.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, thank you for being a part. I always hear about Lawson State. I don't know, and I'm not from Birmingham, from Georgia, so we moved here. But give us some information about Lawson State, things y'all have to offer for our viewers, now listeners.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's good to I guess be here on a Saturday morning. I'm actually on campus right now. We have preview day going on today. So I want to make sure I was able to represent Lawson State as well. I am Jose Alvarado. I'm one of the enrollment specialists. Miss Katrina Harrell was originally scheduled to conduct this this part of this fair, but she's also doing another event. So here on campus, we wear multiple hats. So Lawson State is a community college, and we are located in the Birmingham metropolitan area. We have two campuses, one in Birmingham, right there off Lakeshore Drive, and we also have a campus in Bessemer, which I am doing a preview day today here in Bessemer, right in front of UAB Medical West on the Bessemer Superhighway. Now, although we have two campuses, it's just one school. The Birmingham campus is our main campus, and because we offer there our housing is located at our Birmingham campus, as well as the bookstore, cafeteria, gymnasium, baseball field. Athletic division is over there at the Birmingham campus. Here at the Bessemer campus, we have a site here in Bessemer. Bessemer used to be a technical school back in 2005, and we merged with them as a friendly merger, not a hostile takeover. It was a friendly merger, and it just became our Bessemer campus. So I have some stuff to share about our great institution, and I want to make sure that I'm able to. Let me see here.
Yes, I'm sorry. Let me make you a co-host right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just hit the button, see if you can share now.
Okay, I believe I should be able to. All right. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I see it. Beautiful.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Awesome. So Lawson State has moved over to the 21st century. So we are no longer doing the paper application route. Everything, the admissions process is actually conducted online. The entire admissions process can be completed online. So this is the general poster flyer that we give students who wants to request information about Lawson State and who want to apply to Lawson State. Lawson State is a community college. So the admissions process can be summed up in 3 steps, basic steps. I always say as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you apply online, which is free to apply. You don't have to worry about a cost to apply. It's a very simple process to apply. You complete the application within 5 minutes. 24 hours after you complete the application, we are going to email you a email with your student number. And that student number is going to have your email address and your student number, and also your next steps for admissions. On the actual application, you are able to submit our second step, which is a state issue ID or driver license. The state issue ID or driver license can be downloaded to your actual application online, or you can just email it to us to admissions@lawsonstate.edu. So you have those 2 options. Download it to your admissions application, or email it to admissions@lawsonstate.edu. That's the second step. The third step is for you to provide us with your official records upon graduation. So whatever high school you graduate from, all you have to do is have the high school counselor or the registrar for your high school, email us your official transcript. It must have your date of graduation on it in order for us to accept it as an official document, because that'll show us that you have already completed your graduation requirements. Now, one good thing about Lawson State is that we do not have an ACT requirement or GPA requirement to be admitted. So Lawson State is basically an open door policy as far as admissions to the college. Again, as easy as 1, 2, 3. Apply online, have an ID, and send us your transcript. You know, so we want to make sure that we're an option for you. You will always have an option with us as long as you graduate from school. And even after that, if you decide to earn a GED or, you know, or a high school equivalent through some of the other partnerships that we have with the Birmingham City School System, then you are able to be admitted to Lawson State. Now, with that being said, I want to move over to a very important part of the college, which is the scholarship version of it. A lot of parents like to hear about this. Some students do, but a lot of parents like to hear about the scholarship options that we have for Lawson State. So merit-based scholarships start off at a 3.0 GPA. So I always tell the students, the higher the GPA is, the more money we're going to be able to offer you as far as, you know, the scholarship options. So the academic merit-based start off at 3.0 GPA. So 3.0 to 3.49 will cover half of your tuition and fees, 50% off. 3.5 to 3.749 will offer 75% of your tuition and fees. So you only have to worry about 25% of your tuition and fees. And then 3.75 to a 4.0, that's gonna give you opportunity to not have to worry about tuition and fees. So we'll cover 100% of your tuition and fees here at Lawson State. Those merit-based scholarships are just that, merit-based. You don't have to do anything for them. All you have to do is keep your GPA at that standard to be able to take advantage of those scholarships. You do have to be a full-time student, so 12 credit hours is the minimum you have to take to be able to qualify for those scholarships. And the application for the scholarship can be completed online. And I'm going to take you to that link briefly. We do have also a Cougar Capstone Scholarship. The Cougar Capstone Scholarship covers the books, tuition, and fees. No online fees are included. With this scholarship, you must be an ambassador for the school as well. But this is a great scholarship the students can take advantage of. The students who qualify to be to have the Cougar Stone Scholarship are the salutatorian and valedictorian of their class, or the ones that are ranked number 1 and number 2 of the graduating class. So keep that in mind. In addition to that, I know that, you know, we have a lot of church organizations, and we partner with some of them, and we have the IPOP Scholarship, the Interfaith Partnership Outreach Program Scholarship. And that one start off with a 2.75 GPA. For one term. We would like for them to have a 3.0 GPA to apply for the scholarship. And that one covers anywhere between 50% to 100% of tuition and fees based on their federal Pell Grant eligibility. Now, I do want to mention this, and I hope I'm not too wordy, that's the word, yeah. You do have to apply for financial aid for all of our scholarships. So the financial aid application, it is part of the requirement to apply along with the GPA requirement. All right, just want to make sure you cover that. In addition to that, we do have some great scholarships for students who want to major in some of the career technical fields. A 2.25 GPA is the minimum requirement, which that is a very obtainable GPA to receive a scholarship. And this is for some of the career technical programs that we offer. Some of the examples is the welding program, the Automotive School of Excellence, which we have the largest automotive school of excellence in the Southeast. We cover Toyota, GM, Ford, General Mechanics, diesel mechanics, Mercedes, auto body, and so on. So we have the largest school of automotive excellence in the Southeast. So we are able to train students who want to come to Lawson State to be able to go to the workforce, but not go just to the workforce, but be ready and be able to, like basically tell the employees, what they want when they come into the to those particular fields. And with the way that the workforce is right now, believe me, the employers are more than willing to work with you as far as getting you there so you can work on their vehicles. All right. So in addition to those scholarships, again, we have the Ambassador Scholarship. That's a 3.0 GPA or higher. The ambassadors will represent Lawson State in official functions. Also, we have a music scholarship, performing arts scholarship, jazz band scholarship, dance, cheerleading. So if you have any dancers out there, any cheerleaders, we'd love to have you. We are looking for you. Okay, so let me move on to the next one. So this is usually what the email will include is the admissions checklist. It tells you how to complete what to do as far as completing the application for admissions, financial aid, testing. As I mentioned earlier, we do not have an ACT requirement or GPA requirement to be admitted. However, we do look at your ACT, your GPA from high school, and your grades in high school to be able to place you into an English and a math class. That's what we don't want to do is, set you up for failure. We want to make sure that we place you where you need to be based on where you're coming from. So we're going to meet you, where you are, basically. All right. Let me see here. I wanted to share something else with y'all. We do have a great dual enrollment program here at the school. So dual enrollment is a great option for students to get a head start on their college career. I know that some schools maybe already spoke about that, but dual enrollment is a program that is very, very beneficial for students who are in high school. One thing I would like to point out for those of you who are listening and thinking about doing a dual enrollment program, dual enrollment is serious. Yeah, you are a college student, along with being a high school student. From my experience with some of the students, they might forget that they have a college class. They might not care that they have a college class sometimes. I know I forgot that I had a college class when I was in college, and I was already a student in college. So I was like, thank God the teacher let me make up the work. But it can happen, to anybody. But you got to take it serious because your academic record is going to be there for you wherever you go. Because you are actual college student. You are telling us that you're ready to move on to college while you're in high school. So please, for my dual enrollment students, it is great. And there's grant money available. There's system money available through the Birmingham school system and other school systems that will offer money for you to take advantage of those dual enrollment classes. We have grant money. I think last year we had $350,000 in grant money to help students go into some of the dual enrollment classes in the career technical fields. So there's money available to help you with the classes, but we do want you to take it seriously, because we want to set you up for success, not failure. So that's my pet peeve, take it serious.
Hey, Jose, let me ask you about the dual enrollment because you brought up a point. So what if I'm in high school and I don't do well on that college class? Would that count as a strike against me when I actually start attending?
So with college, you have the options of, withdrawing from school. Mm-hmm. So we do have a dropping out a week. So if school starts on August the 18th, you have an entire week after school starts to test the classes out, see if you're ready for them, see what kind of pace the professors are going to set for you. You make a decision before the drop date to drop the class, and you clear, because you are able to drop the class. And then after the dropping out period, you have the withdrawal period for that class. And there will be a W on your transcript. So you will have a chance to withdraw from the class. Now with dual enrollment, it's probably, they probably put you on suspension for the next semester if you withdraw from the class, because we'll know that you're not ready, you need more time. So, but they do have a withdrawal period for those classes in dual enrollment.
Okay.
I don't know what the penalties are as far as, monetary penalties that they might be. They might need their book back if you have a book, because they do provide the books. But Mr. Hollins, and I put his information down right here. Mr. Joseph Hollins is actually our enrollment specialist, who is the liaison for the dual enrollment program. So his name is Joe Hollins. His email is jhollins@lawsonstate.edu. His phone number is 205-929-3412. And you all can kind of reach out to him, and reach out to me too as well if you need me, because we all work together to try to help students. But Mr. Hollins is the liaison for that particular program. I would like to introduce you all to can you guys see my presentation still?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to introduce you. This is us right here. This is Miss Katrina Harrell. She's the one that was supposed to be presenting, but she's not. But this is her information. Again, Mr. Hollins, and this is me right here. My email is jalvarado@lawsonstate.edu.
Oh, hey, Jose, I'm sorry. I still see Joe Hollins. I don't see your information or Katrina. I wasn't sure if you were on another.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Let me
Yeah,
see.
we're looking at your dual enrollment page still.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can share again.
Yes, that's it.
That's it? You want to see? Okay. All right. Okay, awesome. All right. So as I mentioned, I'm going to kind of briefly go through this slideshow. 2 campuses, 1 school, Birmingham Bessemer campus. This is a little bit of an aerial view of it. We have admission services, and most of these services are done online now, just FYI. So your student records are completely online on your My Lawson account. Your admission, you can access your admissions records. You can request your online books. We do have the Space Center that I would like to mention. As I mentioned, and you can see a theme with us. We want you to succeed. So we have a Space Center that's offering tutoring labs for you, that have tutors on site to help you, because again, we want you to succeed. I don't know if you get the theme on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is some of the reasons why we choose Lawson State: quality education, affordable cost. A lot of the presenters that presented today, some of them were 4-year colleges. One thing you will see, the difference between a 2-year college and a 4-year college is the cost of tuition and fees, and simply because it is a community college. So our cost is a bit less than what a 4-year college would be. And we offer the same classes. You have your English classes, your math classes, your ecology classes. You have a lot of the same classes you will be taking. You might have the same. You will be taking the same classes you will be taking at the 100 level. At the 4-year college, you would take them at the community college. 100 and 200 level classes. Once you get to the 4-year college, if you decide to transfer, you pick up the 300 level classes and 400 level classes. When you go to your master's, you pick up your 600 level classes and so on. So that's something to consider as well, as far as cost is concerned. The programs that we have here are college transfer programs, business technology, and health professions in the career technical fields. All right, let's see here. And I'll briefly go through this. We do have a STARS program. I don't know if you're familiar with the STARS program. Yes, Ms. Pam?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So the STARS program is basically an articulation agreement. It's called a statewide transfer and articulation agreement. Let me close this door right quick. Hold on.
Okay, that's fine. We realize, it never stops for colleges and universities. It's constantly going. So
I'm sorry about that. We have a preview day going on and the door was open. I do apologize.
That's fine.
Okay, so basically the STARS agreement is making sure that every class you take at Lawson State will transfer to the 4-year college of your choice. You can do as many as 10 if you want to, 10 articulation agreements, depending on what colleges you want to go to. I think the first option is 2, and you can do 2 more and 2 more and so on and so on. But it's basically to make sure that every class you take at Lawson State mirrors whatever classes they need at the 4-year college. Let's just say you're going to go to UAB. You put Lawson State major, UAB is major. They should be able to match up just like they would if you are UAB. And it's an agreement that you have in with that 4-year college that's going to allow you to have a smooth transition to the 4-year college of your choice. So that's always, I always encourage students to do that, you know, and again, you have about 10 options for that, 10 schools, that you want to make sure that every class you take is going to transfer over to the 4-year college of your choice. All right, let me see here. Health professions. Now we are, if you did not know, we are one of the top, and we've been ranked 1, 2, and 3 top nursing programs in the state of Alabama. Simply because of our passing rate for the state board exam. Lawson State has a great nursing program in addition to the other programs, the practical nursing, dental assistant, EMT, and DMS. We haven't upgraded this, but we have a diagnostic medical sonography program as well. So our nurses are well equipped to be anywhere in the country and in the world once they complete our program. Now it is a very hard program to complete, but you know, you do want to make sure, we do want to make sure that every nurse that come out of our program is well prepared to take the NCLEX and be able to pass it and be able to practice nursing. Because the last thing you want to do is just go to school and get a degree in nursing and not be able to practice nursing. It's like going to law school and not be able to pass the bar. So our goal and our focus, you know, as hard as it may sound, is to make sure that you pass the NCLEX. You know, because that's your goal, is to be able to practice nursing, right? So I want to make sure I share that with you all. We have an automotive, again, I mentioned the Automotive School of Excellence earlier. These are some of the programs that we have. Again, as I mentioned, auto body, auto mechanics, diesel mechanics, Toyota, and so on. Let me see. Some of the career services field, we have a barbering, cosmetology, and some of the manufacturing. We have a lot of manufacturing programs as well. As I mentioned earlier, we do have housing. It is co-ed for males and females. So we have 3 different sites. We have the White House, which is the house that's white. We have Residence Hall 1 and Residence Hall 2. So we have 3 sites for you. The White House is strictly males. Residence Hall 1 and Residence Hall 2 is co-ed for males and females. And the cost of that is $2,300 for the fall and the spring, and $1,190 for the summer. But that includes your housing and your room and board. I mean, that includes your room and board, includes your 3 meals a day and 1 meal on the weekend. You have a brunch on the weekend, yes. So, but you have a microwave. You're allowed to bring a microwave just in case you want to heat up something from mama's house. The athletic department, we have men's and women's basketball, volleyball, and baseball. And the cheer and dance squad as part of our athletic division as well. If you want to become Miss Lawson State, you can be Miss Lawson State here with us as well. So we have a pageant. To be honest with you, we haven't had a pageant in 2 years because of COVID, but the pageants are so good because it gives the participants a chance to, you know, have fun, you know, and it's a very prestigious, you know, thing to be able to be Miss Lawson State. We had never had a Mr. Lawson State, but you know, it's worth a try, I would say. All right, so this is some of the admissions application requirements. As I mentioned, I already mentioned them. Step 1, 2, 3, apply online, ID, and transcript. No ACT requirement, no GPA requirement. All right, so let me see here, financial aid. And this is the last thing, and I'm gonna transition from this page to the scholarship portion of it. With financial aid, we wanna make sure that every student applies for financial aid. because it is money that is available for students to go to school for free. The Pell Grant, you don't have to pay back as long as you go to class. You kind of need to go to class. That's the only catch that they have, is that you go to class. They figure if you go to class, you might pass the class. So, go to class. With the Pell Grant, you're able to apply for for 1 year. Whatever you qualify for can be added to your account. And as I mentioned earlier, with a community college, the cost of tuition and fees is about $1,900 for a full-time student. If you qualify for your Pell Grant, you have about $3,200 that's available for you for the year. For the semester. So you're able to use that $3,200 to pay that bill of $1,900, and you still have a surplus left. As far as buying books, you can use that money to buy books or for housing. Now, one thing I want to mention with that is that we have the CARES Act, and I don't know if you have heard of the CARES Act, Ms. Pam.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. That CARES Act is for students who are in college, and that's money that's funded through the federal government as well, through the Biden administration, for students, to the current president's office, for the students to be able to have additional money besides the Pell Grant. And for that money, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is be a student. Everybody qualifies for it. It ranges from $500 to $1,000 to $1,500 to $2,000 to $2,500 a semester, in addition to whatever financial aid you have, whatever scholarships you have. So that's just money that the government, the federal government right now, the Biden administration, is giving y'all, the students, to be able to have, during this time, during this time that we going through with the pandemic. I don't know how long that money will last, but it's there. Right now it's there. I can tell you that. All right. So this is, ma'am.
No, I would say my daughter got some CARES Act money, so we know about CARES Act.
Yes, man. I have one student who called me and he said, "Hey, Jose, Austin State sent me a $2,000 check. Do you know if they made a mistake?" I said, "I don't know. Let me check your account." Right. It wasn't a mistake. It was a CARES Act money money that was sent to her. Her mama said, "Don't spend that money."
Till you know for sure. Right?
Until you know for sure. So this is a code right here, 001059. If you want to apply for financial aid, and you have other options that we have other additional money like the FSEOG money, the federal grant money, work study. And from here, I want to make sure I transition to our scholarships, because I want to show you guys how easy it is to apply for the scholarship. Stop sharing. I'm going to share my scholarship page right here. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what happened, but
well, I'm gonna say something.
We have Miss Arrow right here. How do you share the website?
You already had it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, you already shared it.
This is the crew right here, y'all. This is the enrollment services crew.
Hi.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Hey,
Welcome.
I'm gonna talk a little bit. What I really like is that kids can go to school for less money, and a lot of colleges, universities may have those stipulations of GPAs, and smart kids just need I just need a break. I need a chance to kind of prove myself, get my stuff together. And I like how the community college, how Austin State is able to provide that. Go to school for less money. If I need to attend for 2 years, I can easily transition into a university college. So that's awesome.
Yes, ma'am, it is. And again, we just want to be an option for the students, to be honest with you. We want to make sure that we are an option that they can take. Are you able to see my screen right here?
Yes, scholarship screen, yes.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, all you have to do is go to lawsonstate.edu to apply for the scholarships, go under financial aid, types of scholarships, and scholarships right here. And you can just, it tells you the steps for it, but this is, you click on this little link that says LSCC scholarships,
Mhm.
and it's gonna take it to the page. Now you can download your essay. You can apply for all the scholarships if you want. You know, I would. And it asks you for your information. They're just basic information. There's an essay that's involved with it. It's 250 to 500 word essay. You can download it there. You can download your letters of recommendation there as well. And it's a two-step process now for this. So once you complete this part of it and download all the documents, then you can just send it to your counselor, and your counselor, you know, is gonna have an option to put the counselor's information on there so they can sign it electronically. So you don't even have to see your counselor. They can just get it in an email format and they'll sign it, and it'll bounce back to the financial aid office. But if you don't have the essay ready or the letters of recommendation ready, you can still do the application. You just have to email the paperwork to scholarships@lawsonstate.edu. And that's it for that. we wanna encourage everybody. Did I stop sharing already?
Yes.
Okay, we want to encourage everybody to apply. I'm sorry for taking so long. It's a lot of information to cover. But I want to welcome everybody who want to come and visit Lawson State. We do have campus tours. Now, we don't do tours like UAB does. They do it a lot. We only have tours on Thursdays at 10 o'clock in the morning. And all you have to do is go to our website and click on Discover Lawson State. And it'll take you to the tour page. Let me go and do that right now.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. Well, let me see. I'll do that. All you gotta do is go to the Lawson State homepage, lawsonstate.edu. Can you see my page?
Yes.
Okay. And you go to Discover LLCC. And then that's our president, Dr. Cynthia Anthony. She's our first female president of Lawson State since 1950. So, she was here today for a brief minute. You know, I make sure I told her, hey, because I wanted to make sure she knows I was at work today. So I can give me a day off. So all you gotta do is come right here and request a tour. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we have two campuses. So all you do is request a tour for the Birmingham or the Bessemer campus. The tours are Thursdays at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they have to be scheduled and confirmed. And the reason why we only have one day is because it's a limited staff that we have, and we have multiple events that go on throughout the week. But we do want to make sure that we still have a certain date and time assigned for those tours, so students are able to take advantage of seeing the campus if they would like to. And I will leave you all with that.
Yes, awesome. This is great. I think one advantage that Lawson State offers that I hadn't seen with the other colleges or universities, or maybe they do, but it was so much information, is you also offer the service degree. So those who want to go into barbering, cosmetology, I think catering and food prep was one of them you had. That's awesome. I think that's awesome.
It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money for that too. For those particular majors that you mentioned with a 2.25 GPA, y'all can receive a scholarship for that. In addition to the CARES Act money, in addition to the scholarship, to the financial aid grant that you have. So, you know, we need y'all. If you're thinking about doing a program like that, and we have the best facilities, all you gotta do is come check us out, and you'll fall in love with them. I go there on Wednesdays because they cook in the culinary arts department. I know exactly how it looks because I eat there too.
Because you go by there.
And I want to tell this to y'all too.
Bye, guys.
Oh, bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sam.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Jose. When we do this again, we're going to invite you back.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Well, everyone, we have one more person that's going to represent here on our BBC Virtual College tour on today. And he is Jake, not from State Farm, but he is Jake from Jeff State. And so he's going to be our last presenter for today. It was so hard to schedule everybody at the right time, but I'm glad everybody could hang in there and just kind of take a back seat while everybody else was presenting. So a good shout out and thank you to all of our presenters today. But I have to you now, Jake from Jeff State, and he's going to tell us about Jefferson State College. Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much. I've got my presentation all going, so let's hit this. So first off, so glad to be here this morning. I apologize for my voice. I am sick this morning, but that's the advantage of virtual fairs like this is we can come and participate even when we are sick and can't go out. So grateful for the opportunity. So I have a little presentation here, just some basic information about why students should select Jeff State. So Jeff State has been serving people in the Birmingham community for over 50 years. We started in 1965, so we're at 57 years now. We have 4 different locations throughout the Birmingham metro area. 2 of them are technically in the city of Birmingham, but one in North Birmingham near Centerpoint Pinson, one down in Shelby County off Valleydale Road, and then ones in both Pell City and Clanton. One of the primary reasons that students select Jefferson State is that we are incredibly affordable. The average or the cost for 12 credit hours a full-time student is under $2,000 for tuition and fees. This means you can actually earn a full associate's degree, get your whole 2 years of college, become a junior in college for less than $10,000. If you look at the tuition and fees of most of the institutions that have presented today, Jeff State and Lawson State have the same tuition, and we are less to get an entire degree than most of the other schools are for a year. When you also consider that as community colleges, we do not require students to live on campus, we do not require them to have a meal plan. It is, on average, in the state of Alabama, cheaper to earn your degree from a community college like Jeff State or Lawson State than to attend a single semester at a university. Like with Lawson, our acceptance process is very simple. The only thing you have to do to apply or to be accepted is apply. We are an open enrollment institution. We do not consider grades. We do not consider test scores for acceptance. And we're not just talking about going test optional for the pandemic like many other institutions are. No, we've been test optional from our entire existence. Every student who applies and can show evidence of graduating high school or completing a GED is accepted in the Alabama Community College system. We don't even need your transcript until after you've graduated because we don't use your transcripts for acceptance purposes. If you have previously attended college, we will need your transcripts from those prior colleges just to ensure that transition process goes smoothly. So all we use grades and ACT scores for at Jeff State is for placement into English and math classes and for scholarships. We also wanted to give this brief little comparison of our enrollment and our size compared to our partner schools here in the Birmingham area. Jefferson State is the largest community college in Alabama. We are the 5th largest undergraduate institution in the state. And you can see here how we stack up in comparison to the other institutions in our area in terms of undergraduate students. Now, despite our size, almost 3/5 of our students are first generation. What that means is that we have more students who are the first ones in their family or to go to college than most other institutions. Because of our size and our location right here in the heart of Alabama, we are the #1 school in transfers to UAB, of course, but also to Auburn, Montevallo, Samford, and Birmingham Southern, and the #1 school for students who start at a community college and go on to a university in Alabama. But despite our size, despite the breadth of our programs, we have an average class size of just 21 students. In fact, the largest classes we have at Jeff State are 50 students. Our largest single classroom at the college holds a maximum of 63 students, and we even cap that class at 50. So all of our maths, all our introductory English classes are capped at 20 to 25 students. Our science classes are all capped at 32 students. We give our students a very personal experience. I know this is very important for me. The school I attended was a very large flagship institution. You know, I went to a biology class freshman year that had 900 students in it. We don't do that. Our biology classes are 32 students at the most. So we do try to make sure we give a personal attention. I'll go into a little bit more detail in a bit about what this means for our students. Our students are primarily going on to a university afterwards. We have about a quarter of our students are either transient or dual enrollment. Jose talked a lot about dual enrollment, so I won't go into details about what that is, but transient students are those who are currently at another college and are taking a semester with us. So about a quarter of our students are at other institutions, but also taking classes with Jeff State. Then another big chunk are those in our transfer programs, the ones designed to take you on to a university. And then our next biggest chunk is our allied health program. And then we have our other programs here. So our allied health programs are our largest single school, basically. Nursing is our largest single program. We actually graduate more RNs than any other institution in the state of Alabama. But in addition to our nursing program, we have our radiologic technician, that's an X-ray technician program, our medical lab and histology program, our physical therapy assistant program, our emergency medical technician program, which is the paramedic program, and a respiratory therapy program. We also have a biomedical equipment technician program as well, where it's not a patient care focused program, but it's a equipment focused program. So we train the people who work in all the hospitals in the Birmingham area to fix the X-ray machines and the ventilators and all that other equipment. Now, this is a really interesting thing. So this is a comparison of the percentage of students who are first generation at Jeff State compared to the other colleges in Alabama that students may have heard of. So we really understand what it's like to be a new student, to come from a family where others haven't gone to college. Our current president, Dr. Keith Brown, was a first generation college student. My administrator, our vice president, Dr. Mike Hobbs, was not just a first generation college student, he was a first generation high school graduate. Both of them were alumni, attended Jeff State straight out of high school, and then went on to do great things in their careers, and then came back to Jeff State. Our prior president, Dr. Judy Merritt, the first female president of a college in Alabama, who was also president for 35 years, the longest tenure of a female college president in Alabama, was a first generation and went on to actually started working at Jeff State when we opened in 1965 and worked her way up. Like with our fellows in the community college system, we do have guaranteed transfer classes. We have almost 120 different academic majors students can choose from, because we send students to pretty much every four-year school in Alabama. We have almost every major that is offered at every school in Alabama. And through the statewide transfer and articulation system, students are guaranteed that the classes they take at Jeff State are the classes those four-year schools are asking for, so that their credits will be able to transfer on a one-to-one basis. And if they graduate from Jeff State, they will be starting as a junior at their university, and they won't need to go back and take more classes, as long as they follow the guide. We understand that, and we recognize that a lot of times students don't come and talk to the advising staff. They don't pay attention to the classes they're supposed to be taking. They take what they want to take. I appreciate that. I did that when I was in school. It took me a long time to graduate because I was taking the classes I wanted to take, not the classes I needed to graduate and for my path forward. But as long as students do stick to their degree plan, everything they take in an academic major is guaranteed to transfer to every public institution in the state. Now, earlier I talked about how we keep nice small class sizes. This right here is a comparison of the grades that students who start at Jeff State earn in their junior and senior years at the four-year institutions compared to the students who start at the four-year institutions. Sometimes community colleges get a bad rep. You know, people know that we are open enrollment. They know that we don't care so much about the ACT scores and the GPA, so they think that community college students are lower quality. But here you can see at the University of Alabama, UAB and UAH, students who start at Jeff State get better grades when they transfer to the university junior and senior year than the students who started at the universities do. That's a pretty impressive thing. And a big part of that is that we keep those small classes. We prepare our students. We make sure that the students who need that personal attention are getting it. You know, the greatest number of students that one instructor will have is still lower than the number of students that I had in that one single class all those years ago. In addition, though, to those 120-ish academic majors and programs, we also have quite a few career programs. So we have, you know, you can get an accounting degree and become a payroll accountant with just a 2-year degree. These banking and finance, all of our allied health. Within many of these programs, there are sub-programs, right? So here we have career programs listed for our CIS, computer information, but within computer information systems, there are another 4 degrees, including cybersecurity that was mentioned before. And many of the big tech companies love hiring people who have done these technical skills-based programs, because you don't need to know all the background and history of computer science in order to be a programmer for Google or Facebook or whatever else. So we have students graduating from several of these career programs, you know, going out and earning $50,000, $60,000 at 21 years old. There are a lot of great opportunities for students. One that I always like to highlight here is our small business management and our entrepreneurship majors. You know, I minored in business when I was in school. A 4-year business degree prepares you to sit in a cubicle and work for a corporation. A 4-year business degree doesn't prepare most people to go and run their own business or to go and start a business. These here are practical skills-based programs designed to teach you how to run a business or start a business. So that's a much, you know, that's more what we see a lot of students who want to go into business want to do. They don't want to work for a corporation. They want to work for themselves. And that's what this training is for. We also have the only funeral service program. I know the very first gentleman who presented from Oklahoma said if he could go back and do it again, he would do funeral service education because the dead don't talk back. We have the only program for that in Alabama. We also have our manufacturing and our welding technology programs, and through those programs, there are apprenticeships available where you go to school at Jeff State, you work for these companies as well as a few others, and these companies will pay your tuition. They will give you a part-time job while you're in school. They will buy your textbooks, and they will guarantee you a job after you graduate. So you go to school for free, you get paid while you're in school, and then you're also guaranteed a job afterwards. We have one young man that I love to hold up, who did this program. He started out as a dual enrollment student. So he started working in the Honda plant while he was still in high school. He graduated early from college. So he graduated at 19 years old because he'd already been doing dual enrollment. He started working at the Honda plant before he was 20, so he graduated high school and had a full-time job at Honda before he turned 20 years old, making more money than I made until I was 35 years old, with 7 years of college, 3 degrees, and 10 years of work experience, right? Like, these career and technical programs are a great opportunity for students who want to make money. You know, I'm in education. I love education. I love what I do, but education is not a field you go into if you want to make money. The liberal arts are not a field you go into if you want to make money. On average, students graduate from our career programs make the same pay that students on average make in the state of Alabama with a bachelor's degree. So there's lots of opportunities there. And I talk to tons of students who say they don't know what they want to do with their life. And if you don't know, do one of these career programs. Go to Lawson, do their mechanic program, come to us, do our welding or our manufacturing programs. You might not want to do that for the rest of your life, but do it for a few years. Get those skills, earn that money, and then when you're a little bit older and more mature and you have more of a picture of yourself and what you want to do, go to school and don't worry about loans. If you're earning $50,000, $60,000 at 20 years old, you're not going to need loans that you're going to be paying off for the rest of your life. Additionally, for our health programs, like nursing, physical therapy, radiology, respiratory, even veterinary nursing, the pay differences between having a bachelor's degree in these kind of programs and an associate's degree in these kind of programs are virtually nil. But getting your nursing degree from a school like Jeff State or Lawson State is $15,000, $16,000. Getting your nursing school from a university is $100,000 or more $1,000. Plus, you get an RN degree, whether you have a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree. So you can start working in the field 2 years sooner than your peers who are going on to university. You'll be making the same pay, and you will have spent, $75,000, $85,000, $125,000 less to earn the degree. It's pretty wild when you stop and you look at the numbers. And these numbers are all out there. They're on the Federal Department of Education things. They're in the Bureau of Labor Statistics, but students often don't think about what you can do with an associate's degree. And that goes into my next point. Most jobs don't need a bachelor's degree, depending on what you're wanting to go into. We sometimes people, talk about they want to be the next super multi-billionaires, whatever. Like Bill Gates didn't graduate, didn't earn a bachelor's degree. Steve Jobs didn't earn a bachelor's degree. There's a lot of these huge, incredibly wealthy people that didn't ever graduate college. And they of course hustled. They had a lot of great opportunities. But there are things out there, and learning skills can get you a long way in life. We do have 2 more preview days going on. We've had actually our preview days for the last few weeks. We have a preview day at our Shelby Hoover campus on March 25th. That's next Friday. And then we have a virtual preview day 2 weeks later, April 8th. And that is most of my presentation. So we are just so glad that we could be here today to talk to you all. We're grateful for the opportunity to present, and we look forward to helping some of your students, some of the people in your congregation to go on and find their place at Jefferson State.
This was awesome, Jake, and so thankful that you can do it while you were not feeling your best and under the weather. Thank you for presenting. And you brought a good point about and I love how in Jeff State, and we live down the street from the one that's in Hoover, I guess Shelby, and beautiful campus. But y'all offer a lot of practice-based, skilled type degrees. And you're right, we have 4 children, and you learn from the beginning. The first 2, the second 2, we're just like, what, that dual enrollment sounds good. Y'all are right there by Jeff State. It sounds like a great opportunity. If you decide you eventually, want to, if they want to get a 4-year degree, want to transfer to university, you can. I think a couple of them know what they want to do. One wants to be into acting or whatever. And then somebody else wants, I don't know, athletics, coding.
Well, if you want to talk about acting, one of the reasons I don't feel well is last night was the opening night of our Jeff State play for the spring. We're doing performances of Radium Girls last night, tonight, and tomorrow, and I kind of overexerted myself on the stage last night. I'm the director of student activities, so I try to participate in our student groups as much as I can. So we have most of the cast is Jeff State students, but we have a few older folks who are involved playing older people in the roles. So we do have a theater program. We stage several plays over the year. We've done musicals. We primarily do the more traditional straight plays, but yeah, we try to make sure that even though we are, a community college, a commuter campus, that students are still given those opportunities to get involved. We have 25 different clubs and organizations. We have about 200 scholarships that we give to students for their involvement on campus, in addition to offering I've got to do the math again really quick, offering about 175 full tuition scholarships for incoming freshmen on the academic level. So we give, I don't know the exact numbers, but we give over 400 full tuition scholarships to students each year. And most of those do go to freshmen, but we have a lot of them just for being involved on campus, participating in things like our choir. We have 32 full tuition scholarships for being in our advanced Jeff State Singers Choir. We have scholarships for being in Quiz Bowl, scholarships for being an officer in a club or in an honor society, scholarships for the ambassadors, for student government, for all of that. So we do really try to focus and make sure our students are supported as much as we can.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I didn't know that. And I like how y'all fare. I mean, y'all are, competitive right there with, I think you said UAB, and the one that's in Huntsville, I guess University of Alabama, Huntsville. But y'all are right up there. I mean, so it's almost like a no-brainer. I mean, and they, like you say, it's less money. And if you can go to school for 2 years and earn the same amount of money or more money as someone with 4-year degree, then depending on what your degree is, then yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I hate talking about money, because especially when it's at a religious presentation like this, because the love of money is the root of all evil. We know what the good book says, but at the same time, it is a really important thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh no, we talk about money all the time. No, because it takes money to do these things. It takes money to go to school, unless you're, getting grants and scholarships. I mean, there is a cost affiliated with going to school. So no, this was awesome. Thank you so much, Jake. I know, you were the very last, but I mean, you really gave us some great information, some great things to think about. We're going to reshare this broadcast later on this evening to make sure everybody watches it. And just how can people, I guess, get admitted to, I know you probably said the online admission, but can someone talk to a counselor or someone there? Is there somebody directly they can talk to?
Yeah, so they can talk directly to me. I'll pull up our website and show them real quick how simple the process is. So this is our Jeff State homepage, jeffersonstate.edu. If you want to apply, just click on apply at the top, and the apply button here. And we have just the basic steps. Right here on the side, we have a video that we made with some of our students of how to apply to the college. This was actually our SGA president a few years ago. Our SGA president, one of our ambassador vice presidents, put this video together. So it was made by the students too, to really make it applicable to the students. And it walks them through step by step, every
Hi, I'm Kate.
every single question you might have. And even with that, with walking through every step, reading everything all aloud, it's still less than 6 minutes for the video. And you're watching them do the application in real time. So it really takes less than 5 minutes for somebody to apply to the school. It takes you through that whole process. My office, I am jcall, JCALL at jeffersonstate.edu. But our email address for the recruiting office in general, to just reach any of us, we try to be really nice and easy to find. We are recruiting at jeffersonstate.edu. And just sending us an email, doing the application. Once you apply, you're added to my list. I actually sent out emails yesterday night to 1,540 incoming freshmen to remind them that our scholarship deadline for the full tuition scholarships is in 2 weeks from now, and also remind them about those preview days. But we actually get, because of our location, our spots, because we recognize not a lot of students look at a community college as their first choice. We understand that students might not be considering us at first. They're looking at the universities. We actually get most of our applications of freshmen from May, June, July, and August. We about double the number of our freshman applicants because they don't normally realize until it comes time for graduation just how expensive a university is. And they weren't considering us until about now in the years. They've applied for scholarships. They might not get the scholarships they wanted at the 4-year. So we do keep our application open. You can apply the day before school starts and start classes the next day. We don't recommend that.
Right.
You are less likely to be successful in a situation like that. But I do know students who do that. We would not want you to take a full load of classes, but we can help you get 1 or 2 classes in and get you started even that same day. So we are there to help our students, and we understand that the navigation process is difficult. In fact, this last few years, we come to new student orientation. We held 40 different new student orientation sessions for just our fall semester. And we capped all of them. We didn't let more than 75 students into a single new student orientation, so we could really ensure that they had a close personal touch. I know the school I went to, I worked in new student orientation, and we had 8,000 students at orientation for 3 days. Right before school started. We do our orientation right when registration opens, so that students are knowing exactly the classes they need. They know who their advisor is. They know who their faculty are. So they have all those direct points of contact.
Well, awesome, Jake. Thank you so much for a very detailed presentation. Thank you so much. Pray you feel better and get the rest you need. Thank you for just your availability. We will definitely keep you in contact, keep you in mind for next time we decide to have this. May have it a little bit sooner, so to give our students more time, more things to think about. And hopefully someone will watch this and actually come and take a look and also apply. So, but yeah, sometimes those late people who are trying to make decisions, sometimes, hate to say it because we have 3 boys and a girl. Sometimes sometimes you have certain children who just don't have a clue until like, oh yeah, I need to do something like tomorrow. So prayerfully, they won't wait till the last minute. But thank you so much for doing this. But we're going to go ahead and end. You can log off. Don't see any questions right now in the comment section. So thank you so much, and I pray you get well and feel better.
Thank you. God bless you all as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for our very first virtual college tour. Prayerfully, the admission counselors were able to say something. The recruiting officers were able to say something to be able to get you to think about some stuff. Think about, what are you interested in? What is your number one takeaway that you're trying to get from your institution? Do you know what you want to do? If you don't know what you want to do, it's okay. You can actually go to one of these institutions and kind of figure it out. Also, just how important it is to fill out the FAFSA like yesterday. Go ahead and get that FAFSA fill out. Make sure you're applying for scholarships. Make sure you're knowing those deadlines. And even though this was a virtual tour, please, by all means, go and visit the campus. Go and visit, get a feel for it, walk around the campus. Make sure you're actually, talking to people on the campus, looking at classrooms. Do your due diligence in all of that. We pray that this was very helpful to you guys. Make sure you spread the word and share it with someone who may be interested in one of these institutions. Great information from our community college reps, Lawson State. I'm gonna go back over. We had on today, we had Lawson State, we had Jefferson State, we had someone representing from the Navy. We had University of Central Oklahoma. If you want to travel a little bit, we have a representative from Sanford, University of Alabama in Birmingham. We had Augusta College. We had Southwestern College. So we had just a great plethora, 7 people who really came and just talked about their institution. So thank you so much for that. Very excited that a lot of these institutions are waiving the ACT and the SAT. So they're making it easy for you to get some type of training, to get some type of education beyond high school. So there's no excuse. As things are a lot easier than it was when I was back in the grandfather years of going to school. You can do it online. So much stuff is online, whereas for us, it was paper. So it's very good. No excuse as to why you cannot further yourself. Some of them not requiring a GPA. Listen, you have heart, you got all heart, and you have their advisors that can plug you into the right field that you need to be in so that you're not wasting time and wasting money. So great time. Thank you to all of our presenters. We look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow, of course, worship service virtual at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. We love y'all. Have a great and awesome rest of your Saturday. Please be safe. Get the rest you need. Make sure you're taking that Sabbath, y'all. Get some rest, get some downtime, and we'll see y'all till next time. Thank y'all. Have a great